All right, welcome back to Heroes in Training. We have got some more classes, some more class nonsense to partake in.
Communism?
Um, no,
Class
not
nonsense?
Oh,
uh, no. This is not my communist academy.
that's true.
Bastion is free from that. Um, so last we left off, it was Palladium versus Emoticon. So I think unless anybody has, we don't need to do any open session stuff except for I think one team gets added to the pool. Is that right? Or is that only for
Yes, I
design?
I think
already
it
had
is.
set that from last time. We had
Oh,
0
okay. Yeah,
at the
yeah.
end of last session, so I just put 1 in. So
If emoticon doesn't fight with emojis, I'm going to be very disappointed.
He does not fight with
I'm
emojis.
so disappointed.
Yeah. Um, yeah, at the start of every session, she adds a team pool. Okay, so that is in there, but uh, in these one-on-one fights, you guys can't use team, obviously, because that would make sense.
Spend it selfishly.
Yes, you could spend it selfishly.
Which I suspect I'll probably have to do.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm not
It's
planning on doing
possible.
that.
Okay, so I think we literally cliffhangered when Waitlist said fight. I think
think so.
emoticon and you like shook hands and you were like,
I punch him.
oh, okay, yeah.
This is the only chance I have to pull a David and have it actually be able to happen right when we start.
Oh, yeah, you punched
There
him.
we go. Nice.
Most of the time, David
So
says that sort of something like that, and it's not applicable. But
Right. That's true.
so I will reread the role for our audience.
yeah,
So when you fight in combat class, roll plus danger. On a 10 plus, you ace the fight, whatever that might look like, gain a gold star. On a 7 to 9, you win the fight, but it's a close call. On a miss, choose 1. You get pretty beat up, mark a condition. You win by questionable methods. Someone you beat or the teacher gains influence over you. You lose the fight for an honorable reason, gain influence over an opponent or the teacher, but mark 2 conditions.
cool. Well, I suppose I should not describe myself beforehand just in case it fails again.
Yeah. Well, I want the fight to play out a little bit before we have a definitive winner too, because I want to show what these characters can do. So I want to show what Emoticon can do.
Mhm.
And obviously, the more time you get for narrative, fun combat stuff is good too. So you can go ahead and roll plus danger then. We don't need any
Oh,
of
okay,
the
I wasn't sure
intro
what
things.
I wasn't sure if what you just said there meant I should roll or that I shouldn't roll.
Yeah, I thought you meant you wanted to talk
go
about
ahead
it
and
before
roll.
you rolled.
Okay. Danger.
Yep. Plus danger.
I remember
Danger
I had
legal.
someone increase my danger last time. I have a 2 in it right now. Very good.
That's right.
No bonus.
As in like a situational bonus or something?
Yeah.
No, I don't give those out. I ain't that kind of GM.
Those don't exist.
What
Hey, well, at
situational
least there's
bonus?
that.
Okay, yeah. So you
Nice.
win the fight, but it's a close call.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, so that the match starts. What's the first thing that Palladium kind of does in this fight? Like,
Trying to
you
remember his
know,
headspace.
Emoticon's powers are different based upon the emotion that he is currently experiencing.
Mhm.
And each of these emotions are like in these little spheres, these little colored spheres that each represent a different emotion.
Yeah.
And they like are just like I don't know, like probably just like around his body. They just like follow him. Um, and I'm assuming currently none of them are active. At the moment, and then once the fight starts, what's the color for each of them? I forget.
Do they like go into his chest or what when like he activates one?
Like I think the particular one that's Yeah, I think it might. think that might make sense actually. Yeah, he like. Actually, I think it'd be cooler if it like. Yeah, no, chest. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that makes the most sense actually. I was gonna say one of them just like starts glowing, but I think it makes more sense if it's like it like goes into him
Oh, you want to know what his
instead of it being
powers
like
do,
a mood
Caleb?
ring.
I'm prepared.
Yeah, you got the cheat sheet open,
Yeah.
or did you
Fear
just memorize
is
it from last time?
invisibility. Anger creates ice. Happiness can fly. Sadness, electrically charged. Driven, perception of time is faster.
Sadness, electrically charged. And I think I'm familiar enough with this guy to know that, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a very in the news
Yeah, I
hero
figured.
because of
And,
his connection to
and
Heartbeat.
Left Wing and I heckle him from the side.
I mean, you
That's
could.
probably not against the rules, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. Based on judging from your understanding of waitlist, it could go either way. He could either just like instantly give both of you demerits, or he'll just let it slide because whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
David, is that something Left Wing would do?
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you were going to do something. What was Left Wing going to do?
Do Left Wing and Bastion want to heckle Emoticon to try and like point his power in a specific emotion to help Palladium?
What
does anger do again?
Sure.
Anger creates ice. It's not manipulates ice. It's just he creates ice.
No, it's like
it's ice.
It's
Like water.
yeah.
Movement.
I mean, he shoots ice from his hands, if that makes sense, right? So it's not like he just creates ice cubes or something that like he.
Yeah, you said it makes sense that we know kind of what they do, or because he's popular, or I think we try to make him sad to try and help Palladium because
that's kind of what I was going to try to do too. And since it's a close fight, I don't know what you want the outcome of that to be, since we're kind of abstracting all of this. But I think that's what I would try to do. Is I know that I mean, if I can get him sad, like, I just win the fight basically, because I can just absorb all his electricity and shoot it back at him. So I don't really know what.
But
what is that something that Palladium would do? Yeah, I mean, for real, like
that's something Left Wing would do.
Yeah, but I feel like that would make him angry.
Right, exactly. And there is that fine line there.
Sad in this situation without just making him angry instead.
And I wasn't thinking that I would like heckle him about his dead dad or anything like that.
I mean, like how do you make him sad without permanently damaging your relationship with this guy forever?
Yeah. To be honest, I was thinking Palladium would be kind of dumb about it. Like and this would depend on how much I actually know about Emoticon as a person. But like, for Palladium, for example, I'd be like, isn't it so bad how Nirvana's last album was almost terrible, or something like that, right? Like, where I'm just like I'm shouting out mundane things that make me sad, maybe, and I don't know.
Wouldn't that just give away the fact that you're trying to make him sad?
Probably.
Just be like, he's trying to make me sad because he wants me to be electrically charged.
This is why I almost wish we would have just described some things before we rolled, because now I know that I'm going to have a close call. So I don't really know how to describe. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. I guess. What does he do?
What's the first? So like the fight starts. Do you just stand there?
I was asking you, what do I know about anything? What do I know about Emoticon as a person?
Probably nothing.
Okay, so I think what we see is, I don't think I throw the first punch. No, I think I do. I think I have some electric charge already, as I usually kind of keep a low burn. And I take some like tentative jabs in his direction. I try to get in close and connect with him a few times. And if he doesn't do anything too crazy, if he's like, just trying to dodge and weave in at first, then I would start some like Peter Parker-esque banter where I am obviously trying to get him to be sad, but it's kind of silly stuff, right? So I'm trying to think of another thing that would be. But yeah, for me, it would be like, this band broke up. Isn't that terrible? Like, right. Yeah, just dumb stuff like that.
Did you read the news recently? Man, there's a lot of really sad stuff going on. You're about that kid that drowned.
You're right.
There's a lot of lost kittens.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of lost kittens.
A lot of lost kittens in DC recently.
World hunger is at its highest.
My goodness.
Yeah, dumb stuff like that.
Yeah. So the first thing that emoticon probably does is he pops into the driven emotion. So that one, like, man, what are the colors for these? Blue, red, purple. What would be driven?
Yellow, gold.
Yeah, maybe gold or something, and then happiness is more yellow. Yeah, so maybe like the gold one.
Color.
What?
Happiness.
Gold and yellow are basically the same color.
Oh yeah, maybe German is orange. Maybe that's good, because then anger would be red, happiness would be yellow, sadness blue, fear would be purple, I think.
Well, nothing's green. Driven could be green.
Yeah, driven could be green. Kind of like I suppose that makes sense. No,
but just be lumped in with fear.
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe nothing, right? I mean,
not all of his emotions give him powers, Jason.
Yeah,
there you go. Drop into an emotion that doesn't give him powers.
What's what color is happiness?
Yellow.
Okay, I added it on your thing.
Oh, thanks.
I misspelled purple because I can't see through the.
Okay, so yeah, he like jumps into the driven emotion. And
or was one of the options? Take off your pants, and he won't have any powers.
What power does arousal give him?
Oh boy, that's a question for when he's older.
Yeah. So anyway, so
he's 16. He's right at that. He's right at the age.
I know, but it's illegal until.
So he jumps into driven, and he like you come in for some jabs, you said, and he dodges them with ease. And he probably goes in for a punch himself into like your solar plex, but like he hits your armor, and he's like, ah. And yeah,
I'm like, everyone always does that.
Yeah. Then he probably gets angry and maybe like sprays some ice at your feet and like freezes your feet to the ground. And then he like smiles, like the yellow orb like switches back in, and he like flies above you, and then he what's the other? He I think at that point he like jumps into sadness, right? And like we like zoom on in his face as he's like falling down from to jump on top of you, and we see like his tear like well up a little bit, and he comes down and like grabs your neck or something like that to like shock you.
Yeah, okay. So I think a couple of things happen here. First, I think while I was going, I was using up a bunch of electricity, right? So I was like kind of doing some, classic infamous style shock punches, right?
Oh, okay, sure.
And I was using
I was assuming you weren't going to use that.
Well, so here
to not give away the fact that you want.
Oh, right.
That you have powers with electricity.
So I think you're right. Actually, that's a good idea. I think I probably actually burn it all away before we start, because I think right now I can only hold one at a time. So I think I was just kind of keeping it on a low, like, I don't know, ambient energy burn of whatever. Maybe just kinetic. I slam myself in the chest once before we go, and so I'll have a slow, low kinetic burn that I don't actually use.
Like you shook his hand and then gave him like a fist bump, and you're like,
yeah, fist bump, and then my armor turns purple when he does. Yeah. But I think what ends up happening is he starts to jump in the air after as soon as he's frozen my feet and he's getting ready to do his thing. I just kind of expel the purple, right, and my armor goes like dun colored, and then suddenly becomes orange, or like an orange red as I like suck in my own body heat for a moment, and I start to like I like have a shiver go through me, but then I just like really quickly the boots of my armor just melt away the ice, right?
Nice.
And then I look up and I'm like, this is what I was waiting for. And he drops with the electricity, like tries to just like grab my armor and shock me through it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think maybe what I do
He probably
is
like grabs you in the back of the neck. We get like his
yeah.
anime moment where he grabs you in the back of the neck and he's just like propelled in the air, right? And then like the shock goes through you, but it just like
well, I think what happens is we see this like arcing like electricity. The lights are going on and off in the shot, and we see I arch backward, right, and I'm like ah, and then slump to my feet, right, and there's a moment where everyone's like, oh,
sure,
did that actually work? And then
yeah, he like throws himself backwards, and like puts his hands up like he's ready for you to wait for you to get up.
I'm still kind of like on one knee, but the electricity that arced around me isn't going away, right? It's gaining momentum and build and keeps arcing around me. And then I open my eyes and they're blue, right? And I stand up and my helmet, the eyes are blue, and I turn around and I'm like, thanks, and then just rush forward and then things are on my side for the rest of the fight, basically. Wouldn't
it be cool if you just turn around and just shoot a giant blast of electrical energy and that's what ends the fight?
Could be. I don't know if I'm as confident with like shooting stuff right now, though.
Oh, okay, sure.
I think my like.
What does it look like then? Like what gives you the edge?
Well, I think I probably do shoot some electricity, but it's kind of like comes out the back of my armor, and I'm like suddenly dashing forward really quickly.
Oh, okay, so you're just like amping up your combat skills with the okay.
So I kind of like zip forward and have my fists up and just start walloping on him.
Yeah, sure.
And then we do like the final like uppercut into the stomach, and we see him go, oh, right. And
yeah, I think you uppercut him in the stomach, and the purple one goes into him, and he turns invisible, and then like
we just see the wall like
a few. yeah, we see the wall go
dust
boom,
shakes on the wall.
Yeah, and then like a few seconds later, like the purple orb just comes out of him, and he's like,
nice,
and Lace is lying on the ground.
and I think I last thing I say is, well, that was only going to work once against you, but I'm glad I was able to pull it off.
Yeah, I think he like like slowly gets up and he like smiles. He's like, "You win that time." Yeah. I think he nods and he's like, "Yeah, you win round one."
And I think I'm like walking over and gonna like give him a hand and bring him back up, and I say, well, now that everybody at school knows that I can do that, it's not going to be as if I'm not going to be able to pull that trick off again. But glad I could at least use it once. Thanks for that.
He smiles. He's like, "You're welcome, I guess."
And I smile at him. My helmet's off at this point. It's retracted. Help him up.
Yeah. I think he's a man of few words, so I think he just nods to you and goes and takes his spot. And Weightless calls the fight, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then next in line for the fight is Polar Shield versus Flutter. And so they're both redheads. Polar Shield is actually let me show them on the screen here. There we go. That's Polar Shield.
No media can have more than one redhead at a time.
All
the other ones have to be replaced by African Americans.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have any
there
gingers.
You go. Yeah. And then that's Flutter there. And they both. I mean, they're called up and they both step onto the dojo, right? And as
What it
Flutter
is all the redheads from the other shows came to our show.
yeah, there you go. As Flutter is walking onto the dojo, she says, "Ah, man, it's hot in here. Can we cool it down a little?" And Duplicity like looks to the other teachers and then goes over and like the thermostat and like turns on the AC. And we see just like a little bit of a smirk from Flutter. And the fight starts, and we hear like we see like a cut to like the AC like fans turning on, and Weightless says fight, and Polar Shield like takes a step forward with her shield, and then Flutter goes, feel the power of the AC, and just like sprays or like the we see the wind in the AC like turbines just like supercharge, and just like a huge gust of wind starts flying at Polar Shield, and she's like bracing herself against the wind. Sorry if that was too loud. Did I scream too loud? Okay, it's cut out.
It was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And slowly but surely, Polar Shield just like keeps like taking steps forward. And at one point, Flutter just realizes like, okay, I gotta change something up, because like I can't win the fight like this. And she tries pulling with the wind instead, which is going against the AC current, and so it's not as strong, but only helps to like knock Polar Shield off balance. And then as soon as Polar Shield like gets a little bit of her balance back, she just like leaps towards Flutter with her shield and just like knocks her to the ground, and then like puts a hand on her chest and is like, "You're done." And Flutter tries to like push wind more, but Polar Shield just like falls down on top of her with her shield, and she's like, "You're done." And Flutter's like, "Fine, I'm a one-trick pony. You win." And the fight is called that way. So Polar Shield wins. And then we get
ring out an opponent in this. Is that a thing?
Ring out.
Yeah, like can you push them out of the fighting area and win that way?
No.
Okay.
No, it's a surrender.
Okay.
It's
like
whoever taps out first.
That would have been a good idea if she could bring the person out, but if she couldn't,
right? Yeah.
Go well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Flutter is like, I'm so much weaker inside. and as she goes to sit down, and then we get Haunting Harmony versus Pocket Arsenal. And it's Haunting Harmony. Yeah, shut up. As Haunting Harmony. I ain't changing his name. His name is perfectly fine and innocent.
I know, it's great. I just want you to know I'm gonna giggle every time.
Oh yeah,
I know. Yeah,
I've already gotten a line for the next time we see him. It's good. It's good stuff.
Haunting Harmony, as her and her sister are going up, she says, "Sorry, but we're gonna go all out in this fight. Don't take it too personally." And Pocket Arsenal says, "Yeah, no worries. I'm going all out as well. Just one question: does your sister need to breathe?" And Weightless just calls the fight. He's like, "Fight!" And Pocket Arsenal opens up a dimensional pocket right away up at the gate and pulls out some like small looking gadgets and like starts is about to like throw them towards Haunting Harmony. But Willow, in her like spectral form, you guys ever seen like Danny Phantom? Like how like Danny Phantom moves, he kind of like it's like a snake through the sky. That's kind of how Willow goes. She just like zips over and is on him before what?
Like a wiggle worm.
Yeah, yeah. Before Pocket Arsenal is able to throw anything, she's just like on top of him and punches him and like punches him hard enough to like yeah, I know. She just punches him, right? And then like picks him up and throws him against the wall, and like she's strong in this form. Like this ghostly Willow is like not like super strength, but like whatever power this is, she's very powerful. Um, sorry, that might be a weird way of explaining it. How do I explain this? It's not like a super strength thing. It's like whatever energy is causing her to be. It has a lot of force to it, if that makes sense. A lot of kinetic energy or friction or whatever you want to say.
Sure.
So yeah, so he gets out of the fight, he goes up against the wall, falls down, and they like tries to stand back up, and then just like slinks back down, and Weightless just calls it there. And as Pocket Arsenal is what's that?
So he got one shot.
Yeah, yes, he did. And then as Pocket Arsenal is like walking off the dojo, Ice Blade goes and laughs at him, and Pocket Arsenal is like embarrassed. And Haunting Harmony comes over and says, sorry, I hope we didn't hurt you too bad. And he's like, nah, I'm okay. I wouldn't have wanted to beat you anyway. And then like blushes really hard and then sits down. And she kind of looks confused and then just goes and sits down as well. And then the last fight before you and the teacher is Doomseer versus Reflection.
What does Doomseer see in his reflection? Her reflection just sees her own death and passes out.
Yes, no. So they neither of them have like these like super powerful abilities. So essentially, Doomseer versus Reflection ends in a fist fight.
Cat fight.
Kinda, yeah. Where the fight starts and Doomseer like seems like very confident and like runs over and is like gonna like punch her and like kung fu her or whatever. And Reflection like right away realizes she's like outmatched because she doesn't really have any like combat skills, and she like pulls out like a small mirror that she has like stored away and jumps inside of it to like dodge a punch. She like, well, I guess she probably like throws it on the ground and then like jumps inside of it to like dodge a punch, and then like after Doomseer like punches past it, she like comes back out and like tries to punch her, but obviously Doomseer sees it coming and then just dodges it and probably like grabs her arm and like smashes her arm, and she's like and like I think Doomseer probably like pushes her away from the mirror as they're like fighting. She like gains ground, keeps her away from it, and then at one point Reflection just kind of like ducks away and like dives towards the mirror, and Doomseer like runs over and tries to like kick her on the ground, and Reflection jumps in the mirror, but Doomseer breaks the mirror instead. She didn't mean to, but she steps on the mirror and it cracks.
Just dead forever. Bye.
And like the teachers like gasp, except for Weightless. And what's her name? Duplicity is like, Weightless, Reflection. This is a problem. Reflection doesn't know how to. She doesn't know how to find another mirror. There's nothing near it. You need to grab the broken mirror and bring it to something else that has a reflective surface. And Weightless is like, the fight's not over yet, and this is good for her. And Duplicity's like, what? No, you don't understand. And Weightless is like, didn't you read the file that Sync sent over? Sync knows that she can do this. She'll find her way out. She'll find another surface. Until then, this fight is not over. This is my class. And Duplicity doesn't listen, and she like goes and runs to try and find some other mirror. And Doomseer is like standing there like, did I just kill her? Like, what just happened? And like there's like a minute that passes of just like everyone's just silent, waiting to see what happens.
You got a thing happening. Never mind. I'll just let it happen.
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
If I steal her power, can she just not be in mirrors? Will she just come out?
Well, you'd have to see her, and you can't see her because
you can't see her in the mirror. She's just gone.
She. No, I don't believe you can. Well, maybe you can.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you could, but not in this mirror because the mirror's cracked.
Well, I mean, it's not like completely shattered into a million pieces, right?
And I don't think that you could. I mean, maybe that would be like something that you could learn, but I feel like that like her being in a mirror is just like a completely different. It's like it's as if it's another dimension.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so it's like
I probably
I
couldn't
feel
do
like
anything
it
anyways.
would be quite a stretch of your powers, considering it would be like
she's not on the same material plane as me, so that spell doesn't work.
Yeah, that's kind of. I think like that's kind of
roll a D100 on 30 or above. It works.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's fair.
But anyway, so then like a minute passes by, and Duplicity like walks back into the room with Reflection, and Reflection looks like she's seen a ghost. Like she looks kind of terrified. And she Duplicity like walks her back onto the what?
She's not even fighting Haunting Harmony.
I was waiting. Yeah. I knew one of us was going to make that joke.
And she like takes her over to like where Duplicity was sitting, and she's like go ahead and take a seat. And Reflection's like, did I lose the fight? Or I'm sorry, I have to do her accent. Did I lose the fight? And Duplicity looks at Weightless, and Weightless shakes his head. And there's a definite like grin on his face. And Reflection's like, then I'm still going to fight. And she like Duplicity is like, are you sure? and she's like, yes, of course. And like steps back out onto the dojo. And Weightless turns to Duplicity, and Duplicity is like, she got out on her own. And Weightless gets a big smile. And he seems kind of out of character. And then it fades, and he looks back to the fight, and he's like, continue. And after that, Doomseer totally just beats up Reflection. Reflection has no other gimmick, and Doomseer is definitely the stronger fighter. But there's a lot more respect that Doomseer has for Reflection after that. She like goes easy on her, and kind of like pins her down, and it's like, all right, surrender. And she does. So yeah, that's that fight.
Sweet.
And then Left Wing versus the teacher. So
during like the previous fights,
yeah,
David, do you wanna do the thing?
Do a thing, what?
The thing where I help you. We pseudo kind of maybe cheat.
Maybe Left Wing is like counting the people, and he's like, wait a second.
Yeah, so the first thing I said when you gave me a clear stone was, does that mean I have to fight the teacher? And I'm not smart enough to have thought about counting the people to see if that was going to happen, but I think Left Wing should be. And so I think he knows that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And I'd like to, I think just for the sake of not immediately failing out of class on the first day, I'll avoid cheating. But I do want to use, I want to see if I can assess any kind of, I don't know, weakness probably isn't the right word, but just like if I can come up with a plan by observing Weightless, or like if I know what his powers are or anything like that. I have a thing. Oh yeah, for when I assess a situation, I just have extra options. So yeah, I like to try and assess the situation before the combat happens, if that's okay, since I know who my opponent's going to be. I'm trying to like analyze him.
Connor,
wouldn't that be rolling? Sorry, aren't you supposed to be? Aren't you going to roll superior?
Yeah, I want to try and like. Oh, you mean to assess the situation?
Yeah, isn't that what you were saying?
Yeah, but I didn't know if I could do that or not.
Oh, you didn't know if you could do it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah.
Oh, although I get a penalty to it because of guilty. Oof, maybe that's not a good idea. Because if I fail it, then it'll just get worse.
We are playing a Powered by the Apocalypse game, David.
Yeah.
Who turned all our main characters upside down? Jared.
Yeah, I was Jared.
Why do you
Sorry.
assume that it was me?
Oh. Nice.
So you're not gonna assess the situation then?
No, instead, while we're walking up, he's gonna turn to Weightless and be like, I guess good luck. He's gonna try and seem really unconfident.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna use my
Seam?
yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah, well,
use
I think we get the shot as well of him saying, "All right, clear rocks now,"
I'm sorry, Eklund.
and you like step onto the dojo, and you know what's going on, but then he steps out to like the opposite side of you, and the teachers are like, "Weightless," and all the students are like whispering to themselves, like, "Oh my gosh, she's gonna fight the teacher." But yeah, but you already know. Obviously, you're like, okay.
I'm gonna try and convince him to be. I want to try and mislead, distract, or trick him into being, into what's the word?
Underestimating you.
Thank you. Yes, that one. Because otherwise, I don't think it's gonna last very long. Here we go. What is it? What roll plus superior? I guess I should change this. There you go. Yeah,
Nice.
buddy.
Are you watching closely?
Fight roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you mislead, distract, or trick somebody, roll plus superior. On a hit, they are fooled, at least for a moment. On a 10 plus, choose 3. I get an opportunity. I expose a weakness or flaw. I confuse them for some time. I avoid further entanglement. Those are the options. So I'm going to pick the first. It's such a small window. Hold on. Can't even tell. So I'm going to pick the first 3. I get an opportunity, expose a weakness or flaw, and confuse them for some time, by which I mean making him think that I'm a win. So I can use my decent stat to roll.
Yep. Since this is all just going to be in one roll, I'll let you get a situational bonus as well as be able to use that that roll.
Thanks, Baller. Appreciate that.
Or use the underestimate the
All right, yeah. So I square off and I look around and sort of pick up any like the largest debris pieces that are closest in size to me, right? The ones that should be easy to teleport to.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just try to look like I'm gonna have to fight the teacher, I guess. So it's not very hard.
Yeah. So then I guess go ahead and roll when you fight the teacher.
Oh sure. Does he say anything, or I guess do we want to roll first, or do we want to play it out first?
We'll roll first, but just to see how it's going to go. Well, unless you would rather see some of the fight play out first and then see it. Right. Okay, yeah.
Okay, roll plus superior instead of danger. It was situational bonus.
And okay, there you go. Yeah. Keep in mind, this fight is not going to look pretty for you either way, because on a 10 plus, you hold your ground and impress everyone. Mm-hmm. So basically, you don't die, and everyone's like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so yeah, you're like marking the pieces of debris that. Yes, you do. Yeah, you get 2 gold stars. Yep.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, this is what's going to keep keep left wing in the system.
Yeah, my that situational bonus was the only reason that wait. Why did I? It doesn't matter, but I only have a +1. I should have had a +3.
I think because you're rolling superior, you got that -2 then as well.
Oh, because it just automatically reduced it because but it shouldn't have.
Man,
don't you have a
got more stars than me now?
Yeah, yeah, I do, but it only affects those 2 moves. I'm not rolling a move that it affects. I'm just using a different stat.
Oh,
it doesn't decrease the stat. It just gives penalties to those moves.
Gotcha.
So I actually got a 12.
Yeah. Okay.
But
nice.
It doesn't matter. I just
yeah.
Because I looked at it like +1.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so so you're like marking the different pieces of debris. You're like, okay, I can swap with that. I can swap with that. And I think I think he's probably like, since I'm not an impartial participant, he like grabs a piece of rubble and he's like, when the rubble touches the ground, the fight starts, and he like tosses it up in the air.
Nice.
And
Like
as soon as it hits the ground, what's the first thing that you would do? Is just like wait to see what he does because you're gonna try and avoid him.
No, I feel like I have to capitalize on this. I'm gonna switch places with the rock he threw and try and hit him in the head.
Oh, okay, nice, yeah. So it hits the ground and you swap with it,
Yeah,
and
just try and like punch him in the face as fast as I can,
yeah,
and then back
yeah,
up.
cool. Yeah, I think you do. I think you punch him in the face, and then like, do you like try to teleport with something else?
Yeah, I probably like go off to the side with one of the big rocks.
Yeah. Okay. So you punch him in the face, and he like pulls back his one arm
Yeah,
to like punch you, and then it becomes debris, and he just like smashes through this huge thing of debris, and it just like
crushes the rocks.
splatters debris everywhere.
Yeah.
And the teachers are like, he would have killed him. And as soon as we get this like anime shot where like the debris is like breaking in slow motion, and you see Weightless's smile, like he has like a
Like
little
you knew that
grin,
was gonna
like,
happen.
oh yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And
Great.
uh, I mean, you maybe like are behind him and try and run up and like give him a punch again, maybe.
Yeah, well, first he sees the rock explode. He's like, shh. Like he's like, oh, okay. And then yeah, I think he like starts to run at him and like to get ready to fight him. And
Mm.
then like he gets right into punching range and then teleports and tries to like switch with the rock
Yeah, yeah,
and like try and just confuse him as much as possible and
yeah.
put
So
as
like,
much debris around them as possible so that he has like a lot to use.
yeah. So like you swap with another piece of debris and like maybe like try and punch him in the back or something like that. And this
Yeah.
time when you punch him, he feels like he weighs like you feel like you just punched an elephant. Like
Jeez.
it,
Okay.
and then like you kind of like look down and the floor itself just
All right.
like caves in, and you're like, what is
All right. So
happening?
when that happens, he teleports away and then he tries to steal or to swap powers with him. He's like, all right, this isn't going anywhere if he weighs as much as a tank.
Yeah,
So I'll lose my ability to teleport, but
right.
at least I can like just try and fight him like a human
Yeah,
being.
yeah, yeah. So
Uh,
like you swap the powers, and he kind of like he like I guess slowly kind of like looks down at himself and is like, "Hmm," and then like runs at you full speed
yeah,
to like try and probably just punch you again.
yeah. And I
And
think we hear in Left Wing's head, he's like, all right, I can't because his which arm is gone.
his left arm.
All right. So yeah, I'm like, if I play on his left side, he'll see it coming. I need to
Mm,
like there's no way he hasn't learned to compensate for that weakness. And
mhm.
there's no way that no one like everyone always does this when they fight him. There's no way they don't try and stay on his weak side.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if I do that, I don't know what to expect because I don't know what he's come up with to counter it. So I'm
yeah,
gonna go
yeah,
on his side with his arm, and hopefully he'll
yeah,
just not expect that.
yeah. That's awesome.
and then
Yeah.
and
So I think
because I
he like
can't
pulls
teleport, so I
back
just gotta try to fight.
with his arm, and you maybe like feign towards his weak side and then like jump out of the way, and he like lifts up his leg to like kick, realizes you moved,
Yeah.
and tries to like spin, and maybe you like do like a slide kick on his
Oh, yeah.
foot.
I kick his leg
And
and then I give him his power back.
yeah, you kick his leg, give him his power
I'm
back,
hoping that
and
he'll just like slam into the ground super heavy, but we'll see. I don't
um
know.
so you slide his leg, give him his power back, and he shoots up into the air. And
Amazing.
and then he uh like I guess hovers for a moment, and then comes down like 50 miles an hour at you and just like lands on top of your body. And but I feel like you let's say since you hold your ground, right, and impress everyone. You still lose the fight, but you hold your ground and impress everyone.
think
So
I
you
have
like get out of the way just in time.
As I
But
say, I have my power back since I gave him his, so I'll teleport to a rock,
there you go.
and then he'll
Yeah.
smash the ground, and everything will just like matter. Like
yeah,
it's
the whole
flying into the
dojo
wall.
just gets destroyed.
I teleport him like, whoo, and then it just flying into the wall.
And all the teachers, I think maybe like Duplicity and Scab both like stand up, like okay, this is going too far, and Weightless like glances over at them, and then he goes, "All right, you lost." Yeah.
Like you can't do that, but then I'm like, okay.
And then he like steps towards the middle of the dojo and like presses a button on the console, and the dojo like flips over again. And I think it like takes some of the debris with it and like reuses it to like make
Nice.
the dojo back up again. And then he like looks out at the class and he's like, "All right, it's time to give out merits." And
I go
he
sit
like,
down and I guess that means I don't get. That seems rough. Like to I say that to Bastion.
like you don't get anything for it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how I was supposed to win that.
Yeah. And he said he like declares each winner of the fight. He's like, Palladium. Or wait, no, because you just barely won. I forgot. Yeah, so he doesn't. Yeah. You don't get a gold star. I forgot. Yeah. So he's like he gives out merits to some of the people that won like really well, and then he says, left wing, 2 gold stars.
For real?
he glances at you like and just moves on. And then he says, where'd it go? He says, oh wait, okay, so then yes, he's like giving out merits and stuff like that. And who would this be?
Who was me? What?
I think DJ. Sorry, I think DJ talks. It's like speaks up and is like, hey, I mean, I get that we're supposed to be training and all, but I really don't feel like my fight was fair. You're going to give merits and demerits for. I mean, I went up against Quantum Quill and I didn't have any tech on me, and a Weightless like kind of gives him a glare, and he like sits back down, and then he says, sometimes you'll be outnumbered and outgunned in a fight. But heroes don't give up when they're no match. They adapt and win anyway. When you're training, you have to act like the stakes are high. You have to treat the situation like your life or someone else's life is in danger. Because most of the time, that's the case. Some of you may already have experienced a situation like that. For those of you that haven't, hold on to this feeling of loss and punishment. You'll thank me one day when you have all your limbs. Class dismissed.
Just now when someone almost turned me into dust.
And then, and then I think maybe Quantum Quill speaks up and is like, or maybe Mist. Yeah, I think Mist speaks up and is like, hey, what about the demerits? And he like turns back to the class and he's like, oh, yeah, I was lying about that. He goes and sits down.
I forgot he said that. That's funny.
Yeah. And like
I imagine like everyone just glares at Mist.
They're like, excuse you.
No. We get an anime shot of everyone going like they're relieved they didn't get demerits for that.
I look at Mist and I'm like, didn't you lose? You wanted demerits?
Well, she's like, well, no, but I just wanted to know. And then I think Scab stands up and is like, all right, on the next floor, actually, no, I think it's on this floor. He's like, everybody, come on over to the next room and we'll start the power control class. Anybody want to say anything or talk to anybody about on their way over?
I do want to add one addendum to our fight. I don't think we really described it being as close as it probably should have been with the roll. So let's say that even though I managed to get charged up and go after emoticon, he still like put up a good fight for a while and like gave me some good blows and
Oh yeah,
man, like by the end of it, I was like, right.
Yeah. And like the idea was you had the upper hand for a bit, and then it ended with an uppercut, right? So like, yeah.
Cool.
But that was helpful. Yeah, I suppose my suggestion of you taking him out with one giant blast probably wasn't close to the idea that you had there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then for this class, let me grab the roll here.
This is freak, right?
Yeah, this is the freak roll. Okay, power control class. Copy this over.
Hurry, I need someone to tell me how freakish I am.
When you push your powers past their limits in power control class, roll plus freak. On a 10 plus, you succeed and get a gold star. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. On a miss, choose 1 and the GM chooses 1. So then the list is you lose control and cause damage to school property, gain a demerit. You succeed at a small scale and it's embarrassing. Lose influence over someone watching. If you don't have any influence to lose, you can't choose this option. You hurt one of your peers, gain the guilty condition. If you already had the guilty condition checked, they and the teacher both gain influence over you. You strain yourself too far, gain the afraid or angry condition. You don't have the guts to try, gain the insecure condition. So basically, like, this is you guys exploring your powers, pushing it past, like trying something you've never done before. So for instance, Palladium's character being like, I'm going to try and absorb this new energy, and he does it and then tries to use it, and it's like, gee. Like that's be that you succeed at a small scale. So like he does the thing that he's trying to do, but it doesn't really do much. Okay, so then, but for this one, I think how we're going to do it, we're going to do like the speed dating idea. And I've got some some of the people lined up, and if you guys have someone in particular that you want to play with, we can do that. But I think for the role, I want you guys to go and choose one of these people that you're gonna have the speed dating thing with, and have that be where you roll, and the rest of them will just have them be like normal interactions. Like you try and combine your powers, and you combine your powers in a normal way. Or for someone like Left Wing, I feel like it'd be really hard for you to be like, let's say you roll a 10 plus, and you're like, you do really well in melding your power with all these people. It's like, well, how does Left Wing's power really meld well with all these people? I don't really know. So I feel like we'll just do it for one person. So like for Bastion, you could be like, I want to combine powers with Quantum Quill. I feel like that would be a really easy one to have that be the role, because it could cause a lot of damage, or it could be really cool. So at any point in time, just be like, okay, I want this to be the role. Otherwise, we'll just describe how your powers combine.
Didn't I say Thunder last time would be a good person?
Probably.
Yeah, but that's because you thought she had electrical powers and she doesn't.
Well, no, she has vibration, and I can
okay.
too.
Okay, yeah.
Right, because vibration is just is that, I guess that's sound?
I mean
like sound
kinetic
is
energy,
but yeah.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. What kind of energy is it exactly?
It would be kinetic.
It's kinetic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is sound just kinetic energy?
Yeah, it's disruption of the air, right? So that's why there's no sound in space, because there's no air for the vibrations to vibrate, right? There's no.
So I guess up to you though, Connor.
Vibrate the air.
Is that different for Palladium? Can I do people punching me and not sound yet? Is there a difference there?
I don't know.
I mean, this could be what you learn, right?
I mean,
that's true. Yeah, we can just break the roll and see.
Control.
Yeah. And that's actually kind of my thought I just had now. Maybe we could have the narrative level ups happen in this class, as opposed to mechanical.
Oh, definitely.
Right? So if you roll well, you can do the next thing that you had. Like I have a list, but
cool.
Come up with something.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's
cool. Because these
maybe
classes
not in
are going
this
to be
class,
kind of spread out, right?
Yeah. Maybe not in this class in particular, unless there's a specific reason to, because this is just the goal of this class isn't to push your power.
Right.
It's to test the how your powers might combine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think anybody else have anything they wanted to say? or do before the class?
Well, I think it makes sense. Oh no, not before the class. No.
Let me do. Okay, I was switching something around. Okay. Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, so Scab introduces the class. Okay, so you walk into a room, like same floor as the combat class, and it's like this would be hard to describe. So at the first kind of like room place, we get this like let me try drawing it maybe. I'm gonna draw it here. Okay, so this is like this whole area here. That's gonna be like the room. So like maybe here's the door, and this like first section here maybe. There's like these tables and like a bunch of like tech on these tables, kind of like a lab kind of looking room. You got these tables and whatnot, and maybe like some computer screens, like some lab equipment, and like little gadgets and whatnot. And then there's like this wall here. Sorry. Wait, where is it? This wall here is like maybe like some like glass or something like that. And the rest of this area is like these like shooting range or like maybe like golf driving range type things where it's got these like zones quarantined off where oh, that was a bad one. Where like you have this area to practice your power.
Right.
So think of it like a driving range, like a golf driving range. You got these like big long areas where you can test your powers, so to speak. It's what's the word? I mean, it probably has like glass for the walls, and then there's probably like some like netting above it, right? Just to like keep everything towards these like driving range areas. And Scab is in the middle of the room here, and he's like, "Welcome to power control class. I'm Scab." He like grabs like his like clipboard or something like that, and he's like, sorry, I control blood, so I have a great deal of experience with controlling powers that could kill people really easily. So, so anyway, there's lots of stuff in this room. Please don't break anything. But basically, my class will be helping you guys test and push the limits of your powers. But since today we're going to be making teams and stuff, was I supposed to say that? Sorry. And then he like looks over to the teachers, and there's like another viewing room, like in the rescue class. And I think Weightless just like shakes his head and like disappointed. And Scab's like, sorry. So yeah, we're gonna be making teams. So we want to see how you guys combine your powers together. So you all each will get 5 minutes each for with each class member, and we want to see what you can come up with to combine your power for maybe some super move or a special move. So yeah, I guess you can go ahead and get started. Or maybe do you need me to like sign you or something? Or I'm sorry. I think you guys can take care of it. Yeah. Well, maybe you with you, and yeah, and he's just super awkward. Oh, and also, Scab has been healing the other people that got beat up too. So like, probably you, Left Wing. He probably was finishing up with you before starting the class. Make sure that you're not all beat up and whatnot, or bleeding from anywhere. You know. Okay, so the first one I want to get is I have 3 people picked out for each of you. So Left Wing, I have Haunting Harmony, Emoticon, and Mist. And for Bastion, I have Doomseer, Pocket Arsenal, and Flutter. And with Palladium, I have Polar Shield, Thunder, and Fuego. So if anybody has any other people they'd prefer, or speak now, forever hold your peace. And then otherwise, I'm going to get a quick scene with Quantum Quill with everybody, because I have a fun way to introduce her character strongly. And she goes over to, or she starts with, I think, Palladium, and we get like a quick shot of her with Palladium. We see like the timer start, right? And we get like this funny sequence start, like this funny montage sequence that starts. And we get Quantum Quill talking to you, Palladium, and she's like, "So, how does your power work?" And she like pulls out this like notepad. What kind of energies are you able to absorb? And then it cuts over to her with Leftwing, and she's like, "Ooh, what kind of things are you able to teleport? Is it true that you can stop people from using their powers?" And then it cuts over to her with Bastion, and she's like, I don't know. Your power seems pretty boring to me. You just move carbon around. It's a basic elemental manipulation power. Those are pretty common in my experience."
Okay. She's supposed to be like super smart, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There are so many things some goober has like finagled to. Like I have so much in store for you, Connor.
I know. This is
Bastion's
totally what she says to you, though.
not smart. I need her to be the smart one to give me these ideas.
I know, and that's exactly why she's like this.
That's amazing.
Well, that's not the only reason she's like this. In character, there's a very particular reason why she's like this.
Just throw pebbles.
Yeah, that's what you say.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, harsh. Just because my power is similarly boring doesn't mean I can't tell you that your power is boring.
Well, just because you think my power is boring doesn't mean that I can't say that your power is boring because you said that my powers were boring.
Okay. Then we cut away to back with Palladium, and she's like asking you. She's like, "Oh, okay, so you can do kinetic energy. So if I were to punch you right now, you just like absorb it?"
Are you in your armor all the time?
Sorry, do we
you're
move back to
muted
me?
again. Yeah. I snap back to you, and Quantum Quill is just. This is just a funny bit. She's just
Yeah.
"Oh, so kinetic energy too. So if I punched you right now, you just absorb it?"
Pretty much.
And
I mean,
then
don't punch me in the face because I don't have my helmet on, but
and she's like already falling back, and then it cuts back to you with Leftwing, or her with Leftwing, and she's like,
I probably haven't answered any of her questions. Leftwing is very suspicious.
Okay, sure.
He holds things close to the chest.
So she's like, "Hello, we only have 60 seconds left, and you haven't answered a single one of my 27 questions." and like we see her like notepad, and she's like written down all of these questions she wanted to ask you, and there's just no answers for any of them. And cuts back to her with Bastion. She's like, I mean, I guess we could combine our powers. I mean, I used your carbon earlier. Could you just make a bunch of small pieces for me, and I'll just move them around?
Sure.
You do that, and she just kind of like boringly just like moves them around and like attacks some like training dummies or whatever. And she's like, "Okay, oh no, time's up."
What?
Okay, so then we'll get some other scenes then. So let's go Leftwing with sorry, where's my list? Leftwing of Haunting Harmony. Hello, me and Willow here. So what can you do exactly? I see you can teleport with stuff, but not really sure how we might combine our powers.
I don't know. I could try trading spots with her. We could see how that goes.
Oh,
but
sure.
That might just result in both of us dying. I don't really know.
What do you mean?
Well, if I swap places with her and her, that means she's in some like half dead place, then I'd be half dead place, and maybe she'd be alive. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of ways this could go wrong.
She's like, oh, okay, sure, yeah. So you don't want to try teleporting with her? That's fine.
Well, I just don't want to accidentally kill anybody. I could also try suppressing your power and see if she but she could also just go away, and I don't know if she'd come back.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, maybe we just shouldn't try anything.
I could just switch places with you. I mean, that's kind of boring, but I don't think it'll kill anybody.
Okay, yeah. So,
And the whole time he's like an uncomfortable distance away from her, like he won't get very close to her.
Yeah. And then maybe we get like where she's like stepping forward or like leaning towards you every time she like is saying something, and you step back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Bastion with Doomseer.
So you look into the future and stuff.
Yeah, I can see immediate danger. Just try and punch me.
I try and punch her.
You miss. She dodges it.
Well, that's crazy.
Try to kick her shins.
She folds around. She's like, yeah, I know.
You should try to kick her in the shin underneath the desk.
You guys aren't at desks. You guys are out in the the training, like the big like golf course.
Right. Okay.
Driving area, the testing area.
How far into the future could you see?
It depends on the danger. The greater the danger, the farther out I see it. I've seen some messed up stuff. People dying, buildings collapsing. And I've stopped a few of them too. Actually, most of them.
Can you see other people's futures or just your own?
Why? What do you want to know? we got to Palladium with Polar Shield, and she can't see other people's futures. Just in canon there, but
man,
she's just being silly.
I need a scene with her. That's just amazing.
Left wing assumes here.
Yeah. So I'm telling Polar Shield, okay, run at me as hard as you can.
She's like, well, actually, I can just pull myself towards you as long as you accept the pull request. I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Feel like a tug.
I forgot what her power was. Yeah. I was just thinking Captain America, right, with the
shield.
No. But no, yeah.
That makes sense, though. I mean, like, you don't understand quite how her power works. So
that's true.
She hasn't shown it yet because she can't pull against someone that, like in the fight with Flutter. She was probably trying to pull herself, but Flutter can just be like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
She should have pulled on someone in the crowd.
I mean, she could have done that. Yeah. But then,
so sorry. What did she say then in response, Connor?
Well, she's just explaining her power, right? She's like, it'll feel like a slight pull, and as long as you accept the pull request, is how I explain it. I'll just zoom towards you, and then you think you can absorb the kinetic energy?
Oh, I know I can.
David's laughing, and I feel like I said something inappropriate. I just don't know.
I also need to see with this character. Sorry.
Okay.
Left-wing has so many jokes that he needs to make now. I don't write him down.
I think I know what you're
saying. So she so you accept the pull request, and she just like flies at you going super fast. And then how would this exactly work? Like, you try to absorb the kinetic energy as she gets close to you, and then she just would stop?
Yeah, basically all the kinetic energy would go into my armor, and she would just fall, like she hit a brick wall and just go whoop, and just slump down. So
I think it doesn't. I feel like this is like the idea of like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object, because she has a constant pull towards you unless she turns it off. So if you're trying to absorb the kinetic energy, she would just keep the pull up.
Okay,
so it would just be a constant force. So her shield is like up against your armor, and you just keep absorbing.
I did it. I already did it. Yep. So like, I think what happens is I'm expecting her to just fall down, and then suddenly she hits, and there's
I feel like maybe she actually does knock you over,
No, yeah, I
but
think
it's
we
like a
keep
light
going.
force. Yeah, yeah.
No, I think what happens is we start flying across the room, but my armor keeps
Okay,
growing
sure,
more
yeah.
and more purple, and I'm like, okay.
And maybe you like crash into the wall,
Yeah.
and then you both just like fall down, and
Yeah.
she like turns off the power, and she's
and I
like,
think
"Oh
what
my
happens-
gosh, I'm so sorry."
I think what happens is I fall, right? And as soon as I hit the ground, I kind of like do a weak roll as I'm like trying to like, because I'm like my armor is so full, I'm like, what is happening? Then I do like a weak roll, and as I like hit the ground, a flash of purple energy just goes across the whole room.
Sure, yeah.
Everyone falls over as like the energy is just released everywhere.
Like a Black Panther kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, they wouldn't, because that's what these areas are designed so that you can do stuff like that, and it won't hurt anybody.
Is there like plexiglass?
But if they were, they would.
Or is it a wall?
It's probably plexiglass, but like high tech, like bulletproof plexiglass.
Sure.
Like it's designed to withstand your guys' powers.
Yeah. But yeah, so it goes, and she probably goes flying again, and unless she pulls back and like
she probably would keep trying to pull on you, and so she's like she like gets flown back, but then like stops midair and is like, I don't know how that would work. It's like she's being pulled in two directions.
She would just do. I just imagine she would just
something hitting her really hard while she's moving towards it very quickly.
Yeah,
I was imagining she would just do the pull as she's flying away, and then just right herself, like use it to like get to her feet and come to a stop. But I'm like, I look at her and I'm like grinning, and I'm like, oh yes, this is gonna be good.
There's a lot of euphemisms for that scene, but I won't.
Do you want to roll on that one, Caleb, or do you want to roll on a different one?
That seems like a pretty good one.
That seemed like it went well, but if you roll that, then it doesn't go well. So something else bad has to happen. Yeah, so you could break a bunch of stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Next is Thunder and Fuego for you, so you could try.
We probably
rolling
should have
Thunder,
just
maybe
made the roll in the first place, just to.
Sure. Why don't we do that now? Why don't we roll for each of you, and then you guys can pick which person that happens to. So if something goes poorly,
I'm hoping it will just go with everyone. Like absorbing energy just works really well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah. You can just absorb energy well with everyone, but for someone like Left Wing, like he can't meld well with everyone. So I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So it's just one person in particular. Yeah. So like if you roll well, Caleb, you could be like, okay, things with Polar Shield went really well. For Thunder, things don't go as well. If that makes sense. Like you still absorb the energy, but you can't quite get the niche down, if that makes sense.
And I'd be fine if we retcon some of that scene to make it go worse, if we need to.
Yeah, whatever you want to do is fine.
If I get too bad.
I mean, it's really possible that hurt her. I mean, there was a lot of negative acceleration or positive acceleration. It could
just be like that was too dangerous for us to keep trying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so then I posted the move in there, so you're just rolling plus freak. So everyone go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if there's anything I can do to make this better. It's gonna be so bad, guys. I get a -1.
You got this.
Oh, buddy.
Whoa. Max.
Nice.
Hey, I am so glad I did my fight this session when everyone's just banging the rolls. Yes, last session when we couldn't get above like a 4.
Yeah.
I failed every single class.
Single class.
I also I didn't fail. I just didn't pass.
You got 2 stars last class.
Yeah. I guess I get one this time.
I want to hear you.
Hey, there it is.
Hey, we can help you though.
Everyone fine? Yeah, if I spend the team selfishly or whatever we can do with this.
Well, let's see if let's see if Jared gets first. If he fails class.
I'm just gonna use. I'm gonna use my burn. My last 2 burn. So then I have a 10.
Oh, nice.
I'm fine with that.
What does your burn do again? You can you
read it real
bonuses or
he uses burn to use his moves for free. Basically,
just a second. I have a lot of stuff to read through. You channel the full capacity of your incredible powers to overcome an obstacle or reshape your environment or extend your senses. Spend 2 burn to take a +10 when you unleash your powers.
Oh, okay. So you can just automatically succeed by spending.
Technically, he got an 18. You get a +10. Didn't it just say that?
No, like you get a
plus.
10+.
I thought you said +10.
He did say +10, but what he
Oh,
meant was
okay. A 10 plus.
your
Remember,
roll
my-
becomes a
There
plus,
isn't
a
any
10
difference
plus.
between a 10 and an 18. I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, bragging rights, right? I mean, yeah.
And I mean, if you got a 0, no, never mind. It would still be 10.
Okay. So but Caleb, you failed. I forgot. But
I
okay,
did.
but you're gonna spend teams selfishly. Is that?
I don't know
No, we
how
can
I
help
can
him,
do this. Well, I mean, you're not here, right?
Yeah, we're all in
Yeah,
the
you
same
can't help him.
classroom.
Oh, that
You
yeah,
guys
but
are
we're-
in specifically different.
We're like in
areas,
racquetball
practicing
courts right
with other
now.
people. Yeah. Yeah, that is a better understanding. Yeah, you're in racquetball courts. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Well, how does spending team selfishly work?
Yeah, well, so it says like
when you act
I can-
selfishly, say how your actions ignore or insult your teammates. Remove one team from the pool and shift one label up and one label down, your choice.
Well,
Like,
I
I
got
don't know.
something. You
Use this
could-
option
you could-
after rolling to alter the label you're rolling with.
If you can think of a way to make it work, you can spill some of my, because Leftwing is very, very protective of the way his power works. This is why he calls himself Leftwing. It's literally a lie. And so I mean, if spilling his power secrets helps somehow, I don't know how that would help, but he wouldn't appreciate that.
yeah,
Or maybe you
okay,
could-
I guess
just trying to
can I
think
use
how that
this
would
like
matter.
does Polar Shield count as a teammate?
Uh,
Right, like do the people I'm working
technically
with,
speaking, they could. Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
because that probably makes more sense. It's like the people I'm working with,
Yeah.
so maybe I'm like so focused on maybe because I came in, me as a player came into this with I'm just going to absorb all of your guys' energy and this is all about me doing this.
Right.
So maybe
Right.
each of these scenes is like me just caring too much about that and not paying attention to
Yeah. Like none of the
their
others would have
powers.
done much.
Like I'm
about
like,
theirs.
you're just here to help me, right? Like, and I'm not necessarily doing this like to be mean. It's just like
Right.
I'm acting without thinking about it, right?
Yeah. So on a 7 to 9, so if you're using team here, it'll be a 7, right?
Yeah.
On a 7 to 9, you still choose one of them. Where otherwise, on a miss, you choose one and the GM chooses one.
Oh yeah. Let me look.
And this class in particular has a different flow to the rolls, where a 7 to 9 isn't just a par, because you're trying to
Yeah.
push past your powers. You're purposely trying to like risk an experiment, and so things are going to happen unless you like nail it.
The easiest one would be to lose control and cause damage, but I want to see how far I can get in the game without getting a single demerit.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, otherwise you're taking a condition, or if you already have the guilty condition, so you could hurt.
I don't
Polar
think I
Shield.
have the guilty. Let me check. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking is like, because that makes sense, right? Like I'm just like I don't have any conditions right now. So yeah, let's do that one. I hurt her, right? So
Okay, yeah.
let's say that scene kind of goes how it went, except like it's way too much and it goes way too crazy and she gets hurt.
Well, yeah, I think even though she's like stopping herself with the power, I mean the blast itself could have just hurt her.
Yeah.
So she maybe she lands like with her power, but she's like bleeding from her head or something like
Yeah.
that. She's got like a gash from like some rubble or something.
And so I said what I said, right? Like I said, oh yes, this is gonna be good. And then I look over and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. She's like, oh, look at that. I'm bleeding again. No worries. This happens all the time. And she maybe like takes a step forward and like stumbles.
yeah, and then like passes out.
And Scab like runs into your guys' area and he's like, no worries. Obviously this is gonna happen at some point here. You guys hurting each other. Here, I'll heal her up.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead
I
and
didn't-
move on to the next one, I guess.
I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. And he like carries her out.
Yeah. And so it was Thunder and who else that I was? Fuego. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. But we can skip to someone else.
Yep. So we'll switch back to left wing then. Left wing at the emoticon. So I think emoticons like hey left wing, it's nice to finally meet you. Countess has told me so much about you.
Yeah, you too. I mean, nice to meet you. I don't know that Countess has told me anything about you. How do you know Countess?
He's like, oh, she never told you?
You're not a thing, right? That's illegal.
What? No, she trains me sometimes. I thought she
Huh?
told me to keep it a secret, but I didn't think she meant keep it a secret from you.
She told
Oh
you to
man.
keep it a secret?
Uh,
So
I think
she's got like two apprentices or whatever, sidekicks.
I think the purple
Yeah.
orb like goes into her chest, but he doesn't turn invisible because he can like activate it at will. But he
Okay.
like the purple orb goes into his chest, and he's like, sorry, I didn't. Yeah, I mean, she's supposed to only mentor one person at a time, but
Well, yeah, that's what I thought. The other
Um,
mentors aren't mentoring more than one person, right?
no.
I'll be right back. And I leave and I go to Palladium's racquetball court.
Yeah.
Like kick the door open.
Okay, sure. Yeah, Emoticon's just like in his in that area, just like awkwardly standing there.
Yeah. I'm like, yo,
So is
Palladium.
this just like right after the thing with Polar Shield, maybe?
Yeah.
Where like I haven't been switched over yet, so I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
Does Vulcan have more than one sidekick?
Does he? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah, I thought so. All right, thanks. And then he's like,
Okay,
goes back.
bye.
Bye. It's just like this debris everywhere, and you're like,
Right, yeah.
I come back, I'm like, yeah. Palladium says that Vulcan only has one sidekick, so yeah, I'm gonna have to ask her about that. Anyways, I guess we have something to do here. What do you want to do? You like telekinetically control orbs?
No. These are my emotions, and each emotion activates a different power.
What happens if you feel more than one thing at once?
One of the emotions takes dominance.
Are they? I try to grab one. Are they physical?
No, your hand like goes through them.
Okay, weird.
Like I feel like you may like feel something as your hand goes through them, but it like doesn't do anything.
Right. All right. I try to take his power. I want to see if they all go away, or if he just loses whatever one's inside of him.
Yeah. So you do that, and only the fear one goes away, and the other orbs like are still there floating around. And like you activate. I feel like you have like a soul vision, right? Like a power vision.
Right.
That kind of comes up when you do that, and each of the orbs you could swap each of them. You could disable
different souls, as it were.
any of
That's the
them.
way that Left Wing sees it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Huh. Well, that's kind of cheating.
do we cut that one there?
Sure. Yeah. Unless Emoticon has something to say.
No, not really.
Because Left Wing didn't say what he did. He didn't give any context to that at all.
Okay, so then we get Bastion with Pocket Arsenal.
Not fair, man.
Left Wing's going to be really disappointed if I don't make the joke.
Does Bastion say that?
Yeah.
I love Bastion. Bastion's my bro. It's so good.
He's like, what joke?
Never mind. What do you? I'll let him do it.
I'm wounded.
He's like, well, I can open up these pocket dimensions, and he like opens up this like purple looking vortex portal, and he reaches in and like pulls out, and like you don't see his hand as it reaches in, like his arm like disappears as he reaches in, and he pulls out like some gadgets, and he's like, I've got some like cool explosive gadgets and stuff.
Okay. How do we combine?
I don't know. I mean,
how much can you fit in your pocket?
I think anything. I mean, I think it's literally an infinite pocket.
I try to fill it.
Okay, you spend 5 minutes trying to fill it, and then the buzzer sounds, and then he's just kind of like, crap, now what do I do? How do I get it all out?
You dump it on an enemy all at once.
He's like, oh, that's a great idea. We should have been doing that the whole time. I could have opened one portal and then you could shoot stuff through, and I could open a different portal and it could shoot out, and then
You can open more than
Scab
one.
opens the
That would have been
Scab
very
opens
useful.
the door. Scab opens the door and it's like, hey guys, you gotta move along.
I'm just annoyed that he didn't say he could open more than one.
Yeah, he can just
Ugh.
make a portal and just
Like
accelerate.
that's even more useful than his normal power. He can just deflect any attack
Yeah.
back at its
Yeah,
thrower.
so I feel like as he's like leaving the room, he's like, crap, man, I've been really meaning to try that. I haven't done it yet, but that would have been the coolest thing ever.
I
Basically he was like, he hasn't actually done that yet. But he was like, yeah, he hasn't tried making two, but he's tried making two, but he hasn't really succeeded.
Okay.
Or actually, no, I feel like he has made two, but he's never been able to carry the momentum from one to the other. He hasn't figured out the geometry of it yet.
Okay.
That's probably so. I think that he explains that to you. I think he's like, I just haven't figured out the geometry of it. Yeah, make them connect in that way. I mean, it's literally infinite. So
yeah, you'd be falling for a really long time.
yeah, that's also why he asks Haunting Harmony if his sister could breathe, because he was just going to put the ghost inside the pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we cut over to Palladium with Thunder.
Yeah, I'm probably
Thunder.
I'm trying to decide. So she has vibrations. I think maybe it says I just failed, or I guess I got 7 and 9. We can just count the thing with Polar Shield as the actual one. But I think Thunder's doesn't work very well, and I think we'll say right now there is a difference for Palladium's power anyway.
Or at the very least, I feel like it would be hard to absorb this energy because it's kind of like sound and kinetic and like a dematerialization in a sense, rather than just like it isn't dematerialization in a strict sense, but like it's deconstruction, right? Kind of like alchemy's deconstruction. It's creating these like vibrations and tremors and stuff, and so things are like splitting apart and whatnot. So I feel like that type of energy is just like harder for you to absorb.
Yeah, I looked at my notes again in the messages I sent you way long ago.
Yeah.
Because apparently I didn't write them down anywhere else like a dummy.
I think I have them somewhere here too.
I scrolled up for forever trying to find them. I wrote basically electrical energy is the thing I'm best at. Thermal energy is something I'm pretty good at, and then kinetic was the one that I was like really experimenting with right now, and sometimes got right, sometimes got wrong. And then on the very last I had sound, whereas sound is a mystery to me. So I think what just happens here is she tries it and I just can't get anything off of it, right? I'm like,
and part of it as well is we'll play it out a little bit. Thunder's she's like really hesitant to like because you want to absorb it, right? And so she's like, I don't really want to attack you with it. I mean, like, I could really hurt you. Like, remember what happened with Bastion? I don't really know if we should probably be a little bit more careful. I mean,
yeah, and I think because
I could like destroy the ground and you could like shoot a blast or something, but I don't really know if I should just like try to destroy you.
Well, do you have like a scale on your power here? Do you have to go all out every time?
I mean, I could try to do smaller vibrations, and I think that's what she's doing. She's just doing like some smaller. Yeah. And but like it's not enough really for you to like absorb a full blast. So there's not really, it's not powering very much, and it's like really hard to like. What's the word, like I guess like translate the energy into your armor, like you can't quite figure out which circuit to bring it down or something.
Yeah, I mean I think like no matter what she shoots at me, it just doesn't, it just throws me around instead of absorbing it all. I don't think I can even get a grasp on it. So I think it's because of last time I'm more cautious, so she doesn't actually like hurt me or anything. She just kind of knocks me around a little bit. It doesn't really work. And I'm just like, well, we'll have to try again later.
And she's like visibly uncomfortable with the whole experience. Like She's like towards the end of the 5 minutes when like the buzzer sounds or whatever, she kind of gives like a sigh of relief, and you notice as she's walking out, her hand is kind of shaking.
Well, I think before that point, I'm like, Thunder, are you okay?
No, not really. Can we stop, maybe? I really don't want to kill you.
I don't think you could kill me, even if you went all out. I'm sure I could figure something out. But no, that's fine. I don't. I kind of went a little bit too hard with Polar Shield in the last match. What do we call these? What's the actual name? Yeah, session. There you go. That's a good word for it. In the last session, I think it's good to be cautious.
This doesn't sound like it necessarily, but I'll ask, are you trying to do the you can do this role where when you try to help a peer get stronger or overcome a personal obstacle? That's a role that I made? Or do you think you're more just like saying, yeah, don't worry about it, like we can stop?
Pretty much. I was thinking the latter. I didn't really know what she was. If there's some deeper thing happening here, I don't know what it is. So,
okay.
Though I guess I could like. I can't really. Let's see. What does Pierce the Mask do again?
It's like empathy. It's for finding out what they're thinking or what they want, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I pierce the mask on her?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. That sounds what I would do next.
The question you could ask could be, how could I get your character to blank?
Yeah.
Could be, how could I get your character to go all out with your power?
I have a 3 on mundane right now, so might as well use it. There you go.
Nice. Yeah.
A living.
And then, so you're just asking these questions. Yeah, I think I feel like this is the you can do this move, because it's basically the pierce the mask with team members, like with other students.
Yeah, sure.
Because there's like you can ask these questions. It is mundane.
Okay.
You can ask these questions, but there's more to it than that. Like there's So let me post the roll.
Yeah, I got it.
Because I feel like there's too much of an overlap if you are trying to pierce the mask but don't do anything with it.
Connor, would you, when you get a chance after this session, would you send me all of these moves, or if you have a link, can you send it again or whatever, and I can put them as a handout in here, so we don't have to keep posting them over and over again.
Oh yeah, I can send you the moves. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
You don't have to do it right now.
But yeah, no, that's fine. Okay,
so 10 plus they mark a personal advancement. Nice.
Yes. So sorry, I'm struggling to gather my thoughts. So I feel like the way that will go. So I guess the reason I'm changing it to this role is I think if you're trying to pierce the mask for a team member, then what? So like, let's say you had asked the question, right? And we can kind of blend these if you want to. Like, how could I get your character to blank? Like, we can explore the like result of those things by asking those questions.
Well, yeah. So I think probably what I just asked then is, like, I say, yeah, it's fine, we can stop. Like, don't worry about it. And then I say, Thunder, are you worried that you're gonna hurt someone? I mean, the fight with Bastion was crazy, but I thought it all worked out in the end.
Sure, yeah, and the mechanically speaking, like you dealing with that thing or like finding out like, oh, how can I get her character to X, Y, or Z? The team mechanics that is in this role here is reflective of dealing with those types of things. So I feel like that. So I'm just trying to explain and set a precedent there. Okay, so yeah, so on a 10 plus, they mark personal advancement. If this would cause them to reach a milestone, gain influence over them, and mark their moment of truth.
Well, I'm a little confused. He's not piercing the mask?
He is not piercing the mask. So piercing the mask with team members.
I mean, that's kind of what it's just for in general. Is like
it just says most of the person beneath. Like there's no. I'm a little confused why pierce the mask isn't working for what he wants.
There's
no like PC specific mechanics in this at all, or language.
No, there's not.
I think what Connor's saying is like, about? if I ask this question, how do I get your character to blank? It's going to lead into this move anyway. When you try to help a peer get stronger or become a person like that,
you're not trying to comfort or support them.
That's what I was trying to do, but
because I feel like pierce the mask. In this case, the answer is it would allow him to comfort or support her, right? I guess.
Sure. Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
I don't know.
Okay, so he's
I
piercing
don't even
the
know
mask.
what move you have, so that's whatever you're reading. I've never heard, so that's why I was really confused.
Yeah, no, that's a role that I
just
created.
posted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is like a custom move that I created for dealing with team members and helping them. The role is when you try to help a peer get stronger or overcome a personal obstacle.
Well, I think David has a point, though.
Yeah,
I think we should still do pierce the mask first. Yeah.
And then you would roll if you want to act upon those
things. If I find out, like, here's a personal obstacle she needs to overcome, then I could roll to,
Okay, yeah, I agree. I feel like that is true. Okay, so you got a 10+, so you can ask 3 of those questions.
Yeah, let me find it again. How can I get your character to blank? To believe in yourself, right? Like have less insecurity about what's happening.
I think it would be show you can withstand the damage.
Right. As long as that's what is actually happening. I was probing that in character to see if that's what actually was going on with her. So I asked her, or I previously said, like, are you? I don't remember what I exactly said, but I basically was like, the fight with Bastion, like, it seemed under control, like everything worked out.
Yeah.
How did she respond to that? And then I'll ask these other questions.
Well, yeah, but he also got hurt, right? I mean, Scab had to like work on him.
Yeah, but that's what we're here for. I mean, that's what Scab is literally here for. We're not going to get stronger if we don't push ourselves a little bit.
Yeah, but when I push myself, people can die.
I'm pretty sure that's true for most of the people in this facility. We all have literal superpowers. I almost hurt. I hurt Polar Shield just a second ago, and I'm still a little torn up about it. But that's not going to stop me from trying to get better with my powers. If I don't get better with my powers, then this is going to happen more.
Right. Practice. Yeah.
How could I gain influence over you is the other question I'm going to ask.
I think show that you can control your power really well.
Okay, yeah. So I think as we're kind of playing out this scene, I say we still got a little bit of time. Come here. And I raise up my hands and I'm like, just punch me.
She's like,
ding. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little purple like blip on my on my armor. And I'm like, there you go.
You're a purple Teletubby now.
Don't ever say that again. And probably acting dramatic about it to be funny. And I say, how about you try this? Try to come at me, and with every single punch, try to add a little bit of vibration to it. Give me some good vibes.
Yeah. She tries that, but her hands aren't closed fists. She's more like coming at you with and like turning on her power. So like her hands kind of like glow as she gets closer to you, and with each time it feels like the bass of a speaker as it gets close to you. It's like your whole body kind of like it's an awful sensation. Yeah.
It's like being at a concert and really close to the speakers. But
Reliant K 2007, I think it was. Oh, that was awful. That was a time. Yeah. We were in the mosh pit. That was part of it. As 11 and 8-year-old or whatever.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah, at least they weren't gay back then. Anyway.
True.
Okay, so then your third question would be what?
Well, so when she actually hits me, is anything like, I guess maybe I'm trying to absorb her sound. It's not working, so I just absorb her slap, right? So there's a little purple instead. That's the only thing I'm absorbing. Yeah,
let me ask your third question, and then after that, this whole process definitely is that you can do this move. So I'm going to make you roll for that, and we'll see what happens with it.
Of course, this is what I'm going to fail. After I get the 11 in this one.
Do you get like a +1 for acting on the information kind of thing? It doesn't say you do, but I feel like it should.
Would you give me one?
I think so. Yeah, I feel like we should set that precedent. Yeah.
So how do I gain influence over you? What was your answer to that question?
Show that you can control your powers.
Sure. And so I'm basically using like in response, I'm using little bursts of kinetic energy that she's like, I'm giving her slaps right back at her, right? Kind of like, but I'm like knocking her around just a little bit. It's not too much, but I it's very controlled.
David,
I don't know. It just sounds like as somebody who's trying to downplay their abuse. I just knocked her around a little bit.
Yeah.
We're superheroes. This is what we're doing.
But also, you're showing her that contact sparring isn't going to kill anybody.
Yeah, there's ways to use her power that's not going to like kill people. Yeah. And then the last thing I want to ask is, what do you want me to do? Like,
ooh, that's a good question.
She wants you to kiss her.
No, I think she just wants to stop. Like, she doesn't want to participate in this.
Okay, so
she doesn't want to push herself.
I want to use the answer to that question to lead into the you can do this, where if that's what she wants, but I feel like that's
you want to help her overcome a personal obstacle.
Yeah, right. Like the obstacle is stopping, and I'm like, no, this is what we're here for. Like, this is your job. Like, come on, you can do this. And so I can tell that her heart's still not in it. And I guess I'll just roll this, and based on that, we can decide whether or not what I do works. Instead of me trying to try something and then make.
Oh yeah, no, you should for sure roll first. Yeah. We learned our lesson last session. Still the funniest part.
Because I also don't know what actually is the right thing to get her to overcome this, so you might be able to give that to me. If I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Cool. Can I get a +1 bonus?
Yeah.
Okay. No. So close. Well, at least
okay, so on a 7 to 9, they mark a personal advancement if you choose one. They believe you, but only because you've already proven yourself to them. You lose influence. You lose your influence.
I'll choose that one because I just got influence over her, right? Well, I just asked the question. Show you control your powers. I did. Well, I guess I should probably roll freak, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you'd roll freak.
Yeah. I got to roll that first. Okay. Well, let's see how well that went then. Let's do that first.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
7 to 9. That's not too bad.
It's you either mark a condition or I tell you how the result is unstable or temporary.
Well, they only need temporary, right?
I suppose so.
Yeah.
So what are you? You're just doing what you were doing, right? You're just
I just exactly as I described already.
So I think at a certain point, you stop being able to handle the energy, right? The contact sparring starts to let me think about this.
Whatever,
so
maybe the energy that she's doing.
Her energy starts to hurt you more. Your energy starts to hurt her more, and then you are making this roll, so to speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you showed. I guess you showed you can control.
Yeah, the important part is that you stopped, right? The important part is that you got to a point where it was dangerous and then stopped instead of getting hurt.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, and we got hurt.
So I gain influence, lose influence to choose this. They believe you, but only because they've already proven yourself. To them. So there you go. That's what I choose.
Okay. Yeah. So I think she's just yeah. Okay. I guess the lesson we've learned here is if you take your power slow and slowly ramp it up, you know when to stop.
Yeah. You the only way to know that line is to experiment. We can be careful while we do it, but if you don't take any risks, then you're not going to get anywhere.
Could use protection.
Gosh, dang it.
Damn it.
This
This is a normal conversation. These are normal words being spoken.
Okay, to be fair, that time I couldn't handle any of there. I was like, oh man, that sounded so weird.
It did not.
Okay, yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It wasn't weird.
It was weird.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't weird. It was perfectly how you would have said it if you meant something else.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna add on Thunder. I'm gonna add a.
Turns out when there's a context to a conversation, you don't have to assume there's a different context to the conversation.
No, but that's why it's funny.
You're right. Yeah.
Assuming we're on context is why it's funny.
Fair enough.
Person.
At least these characters perfectly understand the context, and there's no sexual innuendo going back between them.
Yeah, for sure. If you had meant that context, it wouldn't have been funny. It would have been gross.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right. So anyway, okay. So then that time's up. And you guys move along. Okay. So
how do David and I utilize our successes? Because we didn't really do that.
We haven't done all of our scenes yet.
Yeah, you haven't done all your scenes yet.
Oh, I did. I thought we were doing 3 each.
Was the Quantum Quill didn't count for the 3 each. Quantum Quill was just an extra thing. It was just for a funny bit and introducing your character well. Because her big deal is she's a power nerd. She is fascinated with how everyone's powers works. Kind of like a Deku kind of
Or David from the.
Oh yeah, probably more like David even from Steelheart.
Oh yes, I was about to say, oof.
Okay, so then we get Left Wing with Mist.
Cool. Hey,
did you guys roll for yours? Did you guys?
Yeah,
roll
I got
as
a 14.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you nailed it. Okay, yeah. So tell me, so this is the last one. Unless you have a different person that you think you would nail the power experimentation with.
No, I think this is fine with me. I would like. I'm interested in how Miss Powers work with mine, so this works for me.
Yeah. So she comes to your area and she's like, "All right, what can you do?"
Swap places with her.
She's like, dang it, I hate that. And she's probably
jarring,
facing. She's probably facing the other way, so she's like not looking at you. So she's like, dang it.
Yeah.
And turns around.
Yep. Pretty neat, huh? How about you? You I mean, you can have people throw things to your head and not die. That's a pretty usable ability. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, but it really hurts.
Yeah, I noticed you kind of just stood there and took it. I mean, not to be rude, but like next time you should punch him or something.
She's like, I wasn't thinking straight. He was being so annoying.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of a dick, but that's just kind of more reason to punch him, right? Like, you gotta channel it and stuff.
Yeah, next time I'll do something like this. And she just like collapses into water and like forms up behind you and like puts her arms around your face and you're like can't breathe.
Well, I was just saying that would be a good time to steal her power, but then she'd just have regular arms over my face, and I still wouldn't.
Drink her.
Can I move through her?
No, because the water has surface tension.
Well, yeah, but so does all water. The puck broke the surface tension.
Yeah. What would that? No, I think because she's still forming it. So if like you tried to move, she could manipulate the water, right? And just like form it back. Do you understand what I'm trying to explain?
Yeah, at least she could just waterbend herself around. As soon as
yeah, and there's surface tension on the water, so she could physically move the water, and there could be force to it.
Right. Yeah, but if it's stationary, I could. You could move through it. She could just move with me. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Can I would like to try and like jerk forward so that I come out of it just enough that I'm not in the water.
Sure, yeah.
And then try, because obviously she could just move it back, but I'm going to try and take her power while I'm out of it.
Sure, yeah.
which will be she'll probably just punch me in the face, but it's better than suffocating.
Okay, so then this is definitely a limit to your power that you've never done before.
Okay.
So let's frame the scene this way, and let's say
Sure.
you turn and try and take her power,
Yeah.
and
Right.
like you
Definitely.
take a piece of it, like you normally do, like you swap. Or no, you don't swap pieces. You swap the whole thing, don't you?
Normally, yeah. I think the way we established it was that because of the way that her power works, I could probably only swap a piece. Like the exchange isn't equal.
Yeah. So
Her soul is bigger, right?
you swap a piece of it, and she stays as water. Yeah, like you lose your power, but her power soul, her power soul is like in her whole body,
right.
And so by swapping a piece of it, there isn't enough to like affect it or like turn it off. But she does go like, oh wow, and she like starts to drip a little bit, I guess, and she like has to work harder to like contain herself, but she does.
Okay. Yeah.
She starts to drip a little bit, and then she like sucks it back up, and she's like, wow, that's weird. I feel sluggish.
Yeah. So I switch souls back and I'm like, has that ever happened to me? I don't think I've ever experienced that before, right?
Not unless you tried that on what's her face? Shatter. When she was a sand person. If you have tried that on the sand person Shatter, then yes.
I'm gonna say no, just because I probably would have known that this wasn't gonna work if that was the case.
Yeah, I agree. That makes sense. That maybe you didn't know you could do that at the time, and
right. I mean, at the time I might have tried and like nothing happened, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because I wasn't strong enough then.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, he frowns like, oh, well, that's neat. I can't disable your power, at least not all the way. And yeah, next time you should do something like that. That was pretty good. Like, pops a little bit.
She's like, yeah, I'm a great sidekick. He was being mean. Okay.
Well, yeah, but that's why you punch him.
She seems really frustrated.
Yeah. Like, here, we'll practice. I'll be mean and you take it out on me, all right?
Yeah, okay. So then,
and I switch places with her a bunch of times.
Yeah, like, and then she's like she like takes off her arm, like the arm water of her like goes and like slams into your face and shoves your head into the ground. Like she basically does like a takedown by like moving the water from her arm.
Oh, she water bends her arm out.
And she water bends her arm out and like slams you down.
Like a rocket fist, but yeah. Cool. Should I roll? See how this goes?
No, you already rolled. Remember, you got the pow.
Yeah, that's for something else, though, right? This is for being punched in the face. I mean, I don't know. It's up to
you. No, this isn't. No, okay. You don't have to mark positions or anything.
Okay.
This is all just a part of the class. Like you guys are melding your powers.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'm just trying to think if I can. I don't know if I'm doing something quite as fundamental as Palladium was, but I mean, I am trying to help her get over this thing where she freezes up if someone's being a jerk to her, right? Like I'm trying to rewire her.
Definitely, yeah. Go ahead and roll mundane to pierce the mask. Let's do the same thing. See what you can discover about her character.
Yeah, I'm awesome at this. I'm so good at this. Cool. I also get a -2. Wow, I did it.
Wow, yeah. Okay. So go ahead and choose one. Ask one. What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? How could I gain influence over you?
How can I get your character to stand up for themselves?
I think in order for you to do that, you need to compliment her appearance.
I can't.
I think compliment her appearance. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not really sure how that's going to come out of me being pile drived. But
despite her being completely made out of water, she's still thirsty.
I mean, you could go ahead and roll to see what you say, right? You could go ahead and roll to try and get her to
yeah,
overcome
let's
this
see if
personal
it
obstacle and
works
see if it
well
fails.
first.
It's rolling plus mundane.
But it's not one of the 2 moves that gets a penalty, right?
Correct. Yeah, you
Sick.
won't get a penalty for this, but and you get a bonus +1 because you understand what you're supposed to be doing here.
I'm gonna give myself a 3 so that it undoes the penalty, because it's gonna put a penalty on it.
Okay, that's fine. Yep.
Because it just automatically does it, right?
So it'll give you you rolled a +1.
I'm just riding the line real close.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
so I got a +1 total, to the roll. Right.
So on a 7 to 9, they mark a personal advancement if you choose one. They believe you, but only because you've already proven yourself to them. You lose influence over them. The topic is particularly sensitive and they lash out at you. Mark a condition. What you say makes them angry, uncomfortable, or distrusting. The next time team would be added, take 2 away. Yeah, so those are the 3 options. On a miss, they mark advancement on the villain track.
Oh,
and are bound to mess up something the next chance they get, whether on purpose or by accident.
Awful. I didn't even know that was a thing. All right. Also, I think our team is gone. I'm pretty sure we spent that.
Correct.
It's still in there. So.
Oh yeah. Well, just put an X over it. Don't want to delete it and then not be able to
not have one. Yeah.
There you go. It's gone.
I don't have influence over her. Can I give her influence over me instead? Like lose influence, but because I can't lose influence, so I don't have any.
No, I don't think so. I feel like that's
okay. What are the other options? I don't want to make her mad because that's kind of the opposite of what I'm doing. So I guess I take a condition.
So the topic is particularly sensitive, and they lash out at you. Mark a condition. The idea there is, it affects her in a positive way. Like they mark a personal advancement, but it's still a sensitive topic, and they don't know how to digest it quite yet.
Wasn't there another one?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. What you say makes them angry. That's the one you're thinking. What you say makes them angry, uncomfortable, or distrustful.
I don't want
the
that.
Next time team would be added, take 2 away.
That seems mechanically, I don't really care about it, but that's not because I don't know that that'll happen. But well, no, I guess if she's going to be a part of our team, then it would. But I don't want to make her distrustful because I feel like that's the opposite of what I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. But I do want her to. I mean, I can't lose influence over her. So I guess
the idea here is like you help them move forward with their personal issues, but the way that it affects them, they see you differently.
Okay,
it's like when someone tells you the truth and it makes you mad, but you're like, oh well,
I'll pick.
They were right.
Yeah. So she pile drives me into the ground.
Wait, so which one are you choosing? The take 2 team away or mark a condition?
Mark a condition.
Okay, yeah. And mark a condition doesn't mean that you get hurt. It could just mean that they. I mean, they lash out at you, whether physically or verbally, right?
Right. So she did pile drive me, so I feel like, but that doesn't have to be.
But you haven't complimented her appearance yet.
No. Yeah. Maybe it'll happen again.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will just play it out. So yeah, she does that, and he's oh yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty hot actually. Oh, ow.
And she's like, what did you just say?
I said, ow, that hurt.
No, the other thing you said. Did you call me hot again?
Again?
I mean, what Iceblade said.
Did he call her hot?
Yeah, he did. Twice.
Yeah, that's probably I'm trying to make you mad. Remember that was the
she totally does a pile drive with both arms. She shoots both arms out and she hits your legs with them to like knock you up, and then slams you into the ground with her water hands.
Yeah, water hands, nice.
And she's like how does she? I think
if you don't have anything,
all right. This might be
okay.
What? Go ahead.
I say I have a response if you didn't have anything immediately. But
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So you get something. There you go. Next time someone tries to tell you you're cute, you just do that, and you'll be good. Oh, all right. I think I'm gonna take a break.
I think she's like kind of has like tilts her head, like she's a bit confused, and then I think
Yeah.
she like folds her arms and like kind of looks down, and she's like, yeah, okay, and she like starts walking to the next room, and as she leaves, you swear that you can see like hair starting to form in the water, like subconsciously.
Okay.
Um, and like in the meta here, like she's starting to see herself as pretty, and in her head, so the way she speaks is her vocal cords, like her body instinctively knows how to speak because she used to have vocal cords, and so like inside of her, like there's like
It's
vocal cords
responding
that are,
to
like,
what she's sort of envisioning.
exactly. So the way that she sees herself, so she's starting to like subconsciously remember herself as having hair, and like you can see a little bit of that as you.
What color is it?
It's the color of her water. It's just like a
it's like tendrils
color
of hair.
Okay. Tendrils of water hair.
Water. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
And it seems to kind of like fade as she like walks away.
Right.
But yeah, okay. So I'll go ahead and mark personal advancement for her as well. And then for Bastian. Oh no, I'm marking it.
What I take a condition.
Oh yeah, you take a condition. What condition?
I take insecure because I got beat up by a girl.
Bastian, the last one for you is flutter, unless you wanted to pick someone else or if there's someone in particular you wanted to spend time with.
Which one is flutter? Is that the wind one?
The wind lady.
Yep, that's the crazy wind girl.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single point of combining our powers there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, she blows wind in one direction. I think I'm still mad about what Quantum Quill said. So
sure, yeah.
I just like take Flutter and swap her with whoever she's with right now. Or I just swap them. Yeah.
So you're like, I want another 5 minutes with Quantum Quill.
Oh, we actually. Okay. I thought this was all before.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, yeah. You're saying you would rather have this last person be Quantum Quill?
I think it's funnier if I like forcibly make it happen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But
so
I thought the first scene that we all had with them was just like us standing around and chatting beforehand.
Oh no, that was like your
too.
that. Oh, okay.
That's the way it was. That's the way it was framed. But
yeah, we can do that.
I think it would be funny.
That actually makes more sense because you guys didn't actually combine your powers. So
it would be funny if I have my 5 minutes with Quantum Quill, and I'm just standing there, and she's still asking me stupid questions, and I'm just like,
yeah.
And then you bust in, and I'm like, thank goodness.
And I just like drop off Flutter and then grab Quantum Quill.
Yeah.
I'm still super peeved about what she said.
Yeah, so I do want to frame it as that those were your 5 minutes with her, because the point of her character was she spends the whole time not combining her powers with you guys and asking questions, because she just is so like I want to know all the answers to the things. She doesn't want to see it. She wants to know how it works.
Yeah.
So you like switch Flutter with her. Yeah, and so Flutter is like, and now you shall face the wrath of my wind, and she just like tosses you around for a bit.
You feel a slight breeze because you're in an enclosed racquetball court.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. There's like no AC or anything, so sure her powers like just barely work, and she's like,
I blow.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, and
we just see Bastion's hair
off your feet,
flowing like a romance novel cover in the wind.
Yeah.
Makes it look cool.
Okay, so then Quantum Quill with Bastian. I think Quantum Quill is like flushing a little bit. She's like, what the heck? Why do you want to spend more time with me?
My power is not boring.
Sure it is. It's a basic elemental manipulation power. Dragon's power is pretty boring too. All he does is shoot fire around, and he's your mentor.
He killed. Oh crap! What's his name?
Tempest.
He killed. Or was Tempest dead?
Yeah.
He killed Tempest.
I didn't say he wasn't powerful. I just said he was boring.
The gall on this girl.
I create like 1,000 like different like small weapons.
Sure, yeah,
little
yeah.
shuriken.
Yeah,
like shurikens and like kunais and little daggers.
and she's like, ooh, you can make small bladed items. Scary.
What? There's probably a bunch of stuff you could do with carbon. I'm just
Make
don't
diamonds.
know
Make your pretty
how.
earrings.
Okay,
Speak the girl's language.
Yeah, I grab one of them and I'm just like I like squeeze it like really really hard and I'm just like
yeah.
just sweat pouring from my face and then there's like a diamond left.
Wait, you actually do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so in meta,
it's like
if you're able to accomplish this,
yeah,
and this gets out, things politically will change regarding you.
I
So
like to
our
think
understanding originally was that this wasn't possible yet because in America, Dragon doesn't want that potential to get out because if it does, you become a political pawn, right?
Okay. So
So we were saying you hadn't been able to do that yet. You know that you have the potential to do that, yeah.
Okay, but do I know that that's why like there's the big like hullabaloo?
Yes. That's why one of the main reasons Dragon rescued you.
Yeah.
And it was a sanctioned thing, I believe.
For that move is that it's temporary or unstable. So maybe you can do it, but it's like a worthless diamond, right? Like it's completely flawed, and maybe it'll eventually crumble, right? Like
sure.
So you would never
like
be able to
sell
it to somebody, but
it's
like
still
successfully. It's still. I mean, I already got a +10 or 10+, whatever.
This is for his
did
class
you?
roll, I think.
Yeah.
He
gave himself the 10+. Remember?
I used the burn.
Oh, burn! Right.
What I mean is
saying that this is like
the
first time doing it. It's just like it's not going to be like good, but
like no matter what,
show her the potential.
Yeah.
I think he's frustrated enough because he's failed every single class so far. He just wants to succeed.
Yes, he has. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Here, what I'm wondering, Connor, is like, should you, since this is a new thing that he hasn't actually done with his powers before, should he make a roll separately just to see if he can do that, and then let the roll decide how good it is?
Yeah, maybe.
Also gives him
the thing is, I don't want it to be like
right. Yeah. So you're just showing that you have the potential to do that, and then maybe it just like crumbles back into carbon. Like it has maybe like the carbon starts getting condensed and it has like a little twinkle, and then it just disintegrates or whatever. Yeah, I think she's like you can make diamonds.
Well, they're carbon.
She's like, I mean, okay, I have to admit that's kind of cool. But still, your power is boring.
I just walk out of the room.
Did you want to try any of the pierce the mask things? And not because you need to, but just because I don't want to make sure you don't feel left out.
That'd be funny.
Maybe, yeah. Provoker might be fun. Like as she's trying to walk away, or sorry, as she says that, you respond with like look at all these things I could do. Move them with your mind.
Maybe you're
right?
provoking her. Yeah, because on a 10+, they rise to the bait and do what you want. So maybe she doesn't say that yet. But why don't you roll to provoke her to show her the diamond?
There was definitely something happening.
See what
there.
you get. Yeah.
Okay. I think
so like for the other characters, they have like these personal obstacles that are in the way. One of her personal obstacles is definitely the arrogance thing. So if you're trying to push on that specifically, we can just have you roll the other one.
Is that pierce the mask?
You'd roll pierce the mask to figure out that that's her issue, and then it would be the custom move.
I think right now he's rolling provoke someone.
Like I agree
with that moment right there.
Okay. Yeah, because I think this is more about him and her specifically, and not like her as a person.
Yeah,
she's still gonna think that manipulation and powers are boring.
Yeah,
I just want you to feel like you're able to do that as well, if that's the direction you want to take things.
I just don't know what the outcome of like each of these is.
So rolling.
I guess what are you actually trying to do right
situation? Now? Yeah, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to just get her to admit that your power is cool?
To see like the possible like implementations of it.
Like you want her to work with you?
Well, I don't think that's the
want
intention
her
of
to
this role, but I
Okay,
want
sure.
her to see like the full like, oh, there's actually, if you could literally do anything Carbon can do, that's like infinite possibilities.
It's more
What is
focused
that,
on
then?
your character, right?
Well, I'm trying
I
to
think-
get her interested in the powers.
I feel like that's provoke someone then.
I
Right?
think so too.
So roll
Is
plus
there
superior.
a bonus / penalty?
No, nothing.
Okay.
One way or the other.
Oof.
Oh,
I knew it.
Yikes.
oh
I level
man.
up.
Well,
I level up, boys.
yeah, mark advancement. But
There you go. Nice.
yeah, she definitely like you make a diamond, and she's just like, you didn't even. Well, okay, you make a diamond, but she doesn't notice. Like she doesn't notice what you like how close you got to making a diamond. She is just
Mhm.
like, oh, now the carbon is smaller.
Right, she's like, you looked constipated. What were you doing?
Yeah. Just all you accomplished was looking constipated and making carbon smaller. Is that supposed to impress me?
Just move the stuff. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So she's like, fine, I'll show you how our powers can combine. And yeah, like you made a bunch of little shuriken things, right? And she starts like moving them all around in like a crazy like whirlwind attack. And she's totally, and you can tell she's like totally trying to show off, right? She's totally trying to show how cool her power is too. And then maybe you start like making more carbon pieces, and like she adds those to her collection of like a whirlwind. And that's your 12 or 10 plus, right? Like
you should make them all slightly bigger so she can't control them anymore.
yeah, and then you make them all like you add a little bit too much to them,
I make my
and then
own
they all
whirlwind,
curl
but
up.
it's all like 1 pound bigger than she can.
Yeah, that's right. She can't
It's like,
affect your whirlwind
Hey, like,
powers.
You can do. I can do better.
I can basically do. You can, but
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, so she's mad, right? But she's like, your power is still boring, and I could still beat you in a fight. And she just like walks out of the room.
Them's fighting words.
You want to test? You want to test that?
She scoffs at you and just keeps walking.
Like freak is the one thing I'm good at.
Run away, coward.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5 minutes are up too. That's what it is. That was the 5 minutes are up, so she just uses that as her excuse, right? She's like, the time's up. I gotta go combine my powers with the next person, and they probably have a more interesting power too.
Oh, such a dick.
So okay, so that's the result of the class, right? And
yeah.
So left wing and
do I get a star?
Yes, you do. Left wing and Bastion scab awards, both of you with gold stars. And Palladium, you don't get anything. You just got your condition.
It's okay.
Left wing went from delinquent to top of the class.
Yep,
Yeah.
literally, so much potential there.
Yep. I also only
where's
have 2 conditions that I can mark before I'm dead.
I literally need to make them smaller to fit any others on this track.
Yep,
Yeah.
I told you. Not enough room. Okay, so yeah, left wing, you're almost halfway to specialist sidekick.
Sick.
Yep.
Nice.
Let's hope
5 would be halfway.
I make it that long.
My goal is
see how many demerits you get.
my goal is just to try to have a spotless record, like just unblemished.
There you go.
Okay, so end of the class, right? Scab, I think, like goes up to the other teachers, or he probably is like, all right, good work, everybody. Go ahead and go back up to the first room we were in, and we'll decide the teams. And he like goes up and into the like the little what's it called, the like viewing area, and the teachers start like consulting, and they're like comparing notes and stuff like that. And so you guys head up to the like auditorium room. Is there any other conversations or anything that you want to have or do before the teams are decided?
I'm too salty to talk to anyone but those 2.
What's that?
I'm too salty to talk to anyone that isn't Palladium or Left Wing.
Yeah.
I probably ask.
Yeah, we asked
Hey, how did it go?
went.
Yeah.
Oh,
How'd it
sure.
go?
Yeah.
Pretty good. I got smacked a lot by a water girl, and I guess I didn't really like stretch my power any, despite that being the point of the move.
That's fine.
Can I maybe can I have
the
had
point of this class in particular wasn't to structure moves. It was to test
them.
combine powers.
Okay. And yeah, Quill Girl asked me a lot of questions I didn't want to answer. That was kind of dumb. And
you're welcome for saving you from that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Wind Girl was a lot more fun. And but I'm spacing. Who was the other person that I talked to? Why am
I don't remember.
But yeah. So yeah, I'm a little sore, but otherwise it went okay. How about you?
It's fine. I may have filled my armor to the brim with polar shield there. The kinetic energy from her hitting my armor probably would have destroyed the entire room if we hadn't stopped when we did.
Wow, nice. Sounds like you make a good couple.
I'm dating someone.
What?
Can that someone grind super energy into you?
No, and why did you use that word?
He's salty, but that still gets a chuckle out of him.
I give you a high five. All
right. Left wing. The other person that you talked with was Emoticon.
Right. Duh. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, he doesn't bring him up.
Apparently, my power is boring and worthless.
What? What do you mean?
The stupid Quill Girl.
What, the girl who picks up pebbles said your power was stupid and boring?
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny.
Is she in the room? Can we see her?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all walking to the.
You're all walking back to the auditorium. You're probably you guys are probably sitting in the auditorium, like waiting for the results, and you three are probably like conglomerated to one section of chairs or whatever.
Yeah, I steal her power.
Do you really?
Yeah. Unless you want me to roll.
You keep it for the rest of the day.
I mean, yeah, no, you can steal her power. I'm not going to make you roll for it, but like she's not using it right now.
Yeah, I know.
So she probably is just like, what the heck, and then just like moves on.
I steal it and I look at Bastion like, there. Now she has no powers. She's just a regular boring scrub. You're welcome back.
Bastion's like, thanks, man.
How long can you keep those for?
So it has like a natural pull, and so it's kind of like a mental fortitude thing. He probably he'll just carry it as long as he can without exhausting himself, and then let go. But
I think as you guys are talking about Quantum Quill, I just kind of shrug and say almost under my breath, I thought she was kind of nice.
She's nosy. Apparently not very smart because I don't know. His powers are dope.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way that our conversation went is like I was already wondering those questions myself. So
sure, yeah.
Like I probably asked her some follow-up questions. Okay, so what do you think if I did this? What do you think? Right? Like I think we actually had a good.
So like
I think we had a good conversation about it.
For sure, yeah. What about your other ones, Bastion?
Oh, yeah, I had a girl pretend to tell my future, and
what? She pretended to tell your future,
right?
Did she dodge your punch?
You kind of cut when.
Yeah, no, she. Well, I just did that for laughs and giggles, but she can't do that. But she was just like
pretend.
She's just like, why? What do you want to know? Yeah.
I assume from there she gave me some like BS thing.
I know that's fine. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe she was like,
she's just like,
you'll die under. Yes.
You will have.
You'll die under a willow
financial
tree 20 years alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll die in 20 years under a tree. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, she probably tells you how. She probably just says that you're going to die in a couple of years in a gruesome death against a villain who's going to disembowel you. That's what she told you.
And then I spent 5 minutes filling pocket.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. You what?
I'm just like going. I'm just like palm in my hand in my face.
I'm like, what? What's wrong?
Bastion doesn't get it.
Oh, Bastion, I love you. You're great.
Oh, look, the next part of the class is starting.
Yeah. So the teachers like go up to the stage, and I think Director Nolan comes back up to the podium, and like they give him like their like I guess like what the jury decided, right? They like give him like a piece of paper, and he grabs it and like asks them a couple of questions, and then like turns towards you guys and it's like, all right, the results are in for the teams.
These pocketers.
Anyone but Quantum Quill.
Yeah, not Slytherin. All right.
Sorry, here is Director Nolan again for reference.
Dang, he's hot.
What the heck? If I steal his power, does it become less hot?
Does his power just be
what?
like the hottest man in
Is
the
that
room?
his power? Yeah.
Okay, are you actually like looking at his power? This could be a fun little tidbit, actually.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's probably a thing I instinctively do.
His power is like mists. It encompasses his whole body. You don't know what it is.
He is hot. What is his superpower? Oh no, he's hot.
Good
You
looking.
don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know, but he does have a power, and it's definitely a very powerful one that is encompassing his whole being.
Gross. Okay.
It is cool. I didn't get to say it before, but it is cool that like when with Mist, like her form started to kind of droop a little bit. Like it's still like a thing. You can still mess with it somehow, and yeah. Maybe you steal his power and suddenly he gets a couple of extra wrinkles, a gray hair or two. Well, I guess his entire head is never mind.
He just spontaneously grows a 5 o'clock shadow. I'm like, I made it worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so he lists off the teams. He says, for team number 1, that he pointedly looks at you three, and he says, Palladium will be the leader.
Sick. Okay, cool.
His classmates, and the classmates that will be joining his team are Leftwing, Bastion, Thunder, Mist, and Quantum Quill.
Ah, so close. Wait, shouldn't I be in charge? I have more stars.
Do you say that out loud?
I say it's a Palladium. I don't like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Wait, sorry. I just heard the last couple of names there. This is our team. I think I just assumed you were going to list off a bunch of other random teams first.
Nope, that's your team. Why would you stop paying attention to that anyway, Caleb?
Miss Thunder and Quill.
Here. Let me do it this way. Let me show it with the
tokens. Yeah, just put them.
The tokens here. This will be helpful to see everybody.
Also, team 1. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep, and he pointed to look at you guys because he's trying to talk you guys up. He likes you guys.
Oh,
what level of hero are the teachers, by the way?
Sorry, what?
What level of hero are the teachers? What rank are
they? Well, they're just your teachers. So Weightless used to be a hero. He used to be a rising star. Then he lost his arm, and now he's just a teacher. He doesn't. Can
I put them in hero then, just as like a placeholder for? Yeah,
that's fine.
They still have. I assume they still have an equivalent rank of about hero.
Yeah, Duplicity is more like an agent. She doesn't really do hero work because her power is kind of useless. She's just kind of like a specialist for certain things. But she's just your teacher.
Power could be pretty good.
Scab would probably be a rising star, but he doesn't do combat.
Yeah,
and then Angel's power is just wings. Yeah, it's fine. They're your teachers. Oh, Patrick Lemrick doesn't have a power though.
Oh, that's true.
So he's just an agent. But put him on hero. It doesn't matter. Sorry. Okay. Anyway. Let me try and organize this real quick.
So do we like move around to sit with our teams? Is that a thing that's happening?
I'm missing someone.
Fuego is in our team if you're looking for Fuego.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Let me double check that real quick, actually.
One of them has 6 people.
2.
Isn't that cheating?
You're there. Oh, I think you're here, aren't you?
Wait, we have 6.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we have 6.
Okay, so she says, or
one of them just
Nolan
gets shafted, I see.
Team number 2.
Wait, there's a missing student, right?
Yeah, there's a missing student.
Okay. Right.
Team number 2 will be as follows. Iceblade is the leader.
What?
He'll be joined by
who did they say was the leader of our team? Me?
You.
Palladium.
Nice.
Yep.
That's why I looked at you and I'm like,
That's what I figured.
I got more
okay,
stars.
that's what I figured. I just never heard it said out loud.
Even if you
okay,
even if you subtract my eyeballs from my stars,
I don't think yeah. First of all, you don't have any demerits, which is a bonus. Secondly, Bastion's from a different country. Leftwing is a clear like renegade character. So there's like no other real choice there. And he favors you guys for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says team number 2 leader is Iceblade.
I think Leftwing and I just give each other a look.
Yeah.
About Iceblade, you mean?
Yeah, like
I agree with the look. We were all looking like, no, I hate that.
Yeah, he has like he gives like a grunt. He's like, and his teammates will be Flutter, Reflection, Polar Shield, and Fuego.
Can't believe they would do that to those girls.
And Iceblade's like, how come we only have 5? And he says, there was 1 student missing. He will be joining your team when he is in class next. His name is Soul Impact. I think he'll get along with you guys just fine. And Iceblade just kind of grunts again. And he says, team number 3, leader is Emoticon. He will be joined by Shorty, Haunting Harmony, DJ, Pocket Arsenal, and Doomseer. And Doomseer's like, oh, come on, I'm with the stupid happy girl. And
these are good teams. I like them, especially like the leaders. This is a good me, Iceblade, and Emoticon. Or that's a good.
You should write these down for us somewhere.
Yeah,
we have separated right there.
I'm gonna add the numbers too.
Okay.
I'll add that to the hit Sidekick's bio. I have all this written down in a different document. So
are these permanent teams or just temporary teams?
They're semi-permanent. I mean, these are so like it'll just depend on situations. Like if there are certain things that need to be changed up for certain missions or something like that, those things will change. But but for the most part, these are permanent teams. Okay. So then he says, I wish you well on your endeavors. Please remember to make your country proud. And he walks down. And I think that like the teachers start talking a bit. If you guys want to try and listen, then there's a couple of things you could pick up on. Otherwise, I think
I'm manipulating
after class is over
in my ear to let me hear better.
Are you serious?
No. Okay. That's not a thing I can actually.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I can just say things and you'll believe it.
I mean, you can try it.
Are we expecting to have like a team meeting here or something?
No, not really.
You're
basically dismissed to your dorms, and then what's his name? Marty is like on the sidelines. He's kind of waiting until things were done to try and talk with you guys.
Got it.
He's like talking with some other agents in the meantime. So unless you guys have something else to do,
one of the teacher's ears, so I can.
Yeah, there you go. No, I think
Sorry,
I think they're talking loud enough. If I have a couple of like exposition things that might be helpful, that you guys could overhear.
Leftwing has a bunch of bones to pick with a bunch of people, so he's probably not listening. But
okay, yeah.
I was gonna say, I would honestly, even if we don't have a team meeting, I would probably be the kind of person to be like, hey guys, let's have a quick talk real quick before everybody gets dismissed. Like, let's get
yeah. And I feel like the other teams are probably congregating too and like talking with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely see Quantum Quill and Flutter like go over to each other, and Quantum Quill is like, man, I'm sorry. And Flutter is like, oh, I hate this team. I could just rather be on a team with just you and me. We could just kill all the villains. It'll be fine. But then Quantum Quill comes over to you guys, and Mist and Thunder walk over too without any complaints. But
as soon as Quantum Quill comes over, I look at her and say, hey, you want your power back?
She's like, that's what happened. I do it.
Yeah, apologize to Bastion.
Oh boy.
I just face palm.
She looks at Bastion and she's like, "You tattled on me, huh? Fine. I'm sorry for insulting your little feelings."
Yeah,
I
that
go
wasn't a
and
real one.
I just walk away and eavesdrop on the teachers that you were talking about.
Okay, I say, Bastion, over here, please. We need to have a conversation as a team. Do you come back or?
You're not leader yet.
I'm pretty sure I am.
Grant you
that
the
was
position of leader, but
Leader,
not grant you the rank of hero.
Okay, so what do you say?
That was a
Palladium?
joke.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
you talking to me?
No,
Yeah, what do you say?
Yeah. So I say, in the first place, there's not going to be any room on this team for bickering or insults. So cut it out.
It's too late
both
for
of
that.
you. Well, it happened when you weren't a team. Now we are. And I think I say as much. I say, from here on out, we will be acting as a team. Got it?
Quantum Quill rolls her eyes. Sure, of course. And Miss is like, "Yeah, sure." And Thunder just nods.
I don't have a lot to say right now, but I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. I look forward to working with you all, and I just want to make sure that we understand that from here on out, we're comrades in arms, even more than we were before. We're going to have to work together, and we're going to have to do it without fighting.
I think there's going to be a lot of fighting. That's like a drop.
I roll my eyes, but I don't think I take it too seriously.
Yeah,
It's just left way.
He's obviously just
Yeah.
I think Thunder actually kind of like takes on some of this too, and she's like, "Yeah, guys, we can do this. We'll be the best team." What?
It's a good. There's two of them.
She's like, we'll be the best team we can be. And she kind of looks at you like I got your back.
Yeah. And I say, at the very least, we're going to be a better team than whatever Ice Blade's team is. No offense. I say no offense to Flutter.
Quantico is like, you bet we'll be a better team than his team.
Yeah.
And like puts her hand in the middle.
Yeah. Like, all right, let's do it. Yeah. Everybody, team on 3.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, we just team.
And then Bastion goes, "Team on 3." I'm going to say team. Okay, so from there, Marty comes over and he says, "Hey guys, I got some news for you. Tomorrow after your day off, you guys have some personal things you got to attend to. Left wing."
Stay out of my search history. What are you doing?
Left wing, you're going to be going on patrol with Countess.
Oh, okay.
Actually, he doesn't phrase it as that. Actually, he says he comes over. He says, "Hey, good news, guys! Starting Monday after tomorrow, you guys get to go on patrol with your mentors."
Oh, cool. I guess that means I get to drag that guy along too, huh? He just points over at
Emoticon.
Yeah.
He kind of frowns. He's like, "Emoticon? No, he's going to be on patrol with his mentor." "What do you mean?"
Well, who's his mentor?
"Weekly."
Then why is he
do we
with
know
my
who that
woman?
is?
Weekly. Yeah, Weekly is he's literally like a D&D character. Hero, where each day of the week he has a different D&D stat attribute that is to the nth degree. So on Mondays he's super strong. On Tuesdays he has a bunch of dexterity, and Sunday is his day of rest. He doesn't get an attribute. He's just a completely normal person on Sundays. So he likes to like.
Oh my God.
Go to church.
Yeah,
That is amazing.
That's amazing.
That's pretty fun.
On Saturdays, he goes and gives speeches to the people and is like does a bunch of like in-person interviews and stuff.
Is it in order of the D&D stats?
Yes.
That's amazing. I love it. That's beautiful. All right. Anyways, like, all right.
There are entire research dissertations written on why this.
Yeah, like how his this must be because he played D&D.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
There's no way.
Quantum Quill is a big fan of Weekly's power because it changes so much about the scientific theory.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, so he's just kind of confused by that, but he just kind of moves on.
I'm winning, by the way. I got more of all of them. More eyeballs, more stars. Just
he's like, hey, nice, and he like, he like puts his hand on your shoulder kind of awkwardly. He's like, good job, Left Wing.
Thanks. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
And he like references his like phone, I guess, and he's like, and then Palladium, you and Vulcan, you're not going to patrol. I guess Vulcan has to leave America for a bit, so he's gonna take you along with, and I guess he has said he has some special training for you to do.
Ooh,
okay.
And he kind of gives you a knowing look. He kind of like lingers on you a little bit longer and kind of gives you a nod, and then looks over to Bastian and he says, "And Bastian, you and Dragon are going to be going on patrol in a sector that's not normally your sector. It's going to be a bit of a ways away, but Koi Fist got seriously injured, and so you and Dragon are going to go and try to investigate what happened, and you're going to be teaming up with Soul Impact just to make sure the city is safe until Koi Fist can get back on his feet."
Oh, is that the new student?
Yeah,
that is the new student.
Oh.
Also, was that Palladium's actual response?
Yeah, no.
Like,
yeah, right. That, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, Left Wing has to interpret that only one way. But all right.
Oh, your master's an alien. Okay.
No, I was like, I thought you had a girlfriend.
I do. What?
She's going on a special mission.
Oh my gosh.
Never mind.
What is? I say, what is wrong with you?
Marty kind of chuckles a bit. He's like, sorry, I'm an agent. And he says, well, it's good to see you guys again. I'm really proud of you guys. Also, I am going to be your team liaison.
Hey,
bring it in. Bring it in.
I get my gun, right? Yeah, high five.
I mean, maybe. I'll have to see.
Really? Sick. Hey, oh, by the way, I have a question that I've been meaning to ask you,
as leader, can I veto Left Wing having a gun?
Probably.
No. But I do have a question. I was going to ask it to you earlier, but then, like, you were unconscious and stuff. So when I was in the little motel room and, like, the people, I was telling them I was on their side and they were like, oh, okay, because I'm really convincing. And then they said, they're like, oh, so did King hire you? And I was like, yeah. I have no idea who that is. And it wasn't the guy who was in charge because that was somebody. What was his name? I don't remember. The guy we were kidnapping. You know his name.
He wasn't in charge. They were trying to recruit him, remember? Jumpstart.
Oh. Okay. I guess I'm misremembering that. Anyways, it wasn't any of the people there. So I assume he was in charge of the meeting that was happening. Do you know who that is? King, whatever his name was? I don't know. They said, did King hire you? See, is that a villain?
That could be a villain that we know. I'll have to look into that. Was this in your guys' report?
They wrote a report? Nah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting you guys to say.
I say, can I have written the report? Because that seems like something
I might have nobody was told to write a report.
Nobody's told. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I look at playing like, I don't know, you guys wrote a report?
Yeah, I say, there was a report? No one told me there was a report.
And then like Marty like looks at his like phone and or probably not a phone, it's probably like a tablet or something. And he's like, Well,
This is 2001.
Oh, right.
oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, no, he probably doesn't have anything. He's probably just like he's probably like yeah, I'll have to look at the files to see if anybody wrote a report.
Yeah, I'm sure that name won't come up again. I'm sure it was just a totally one-off thing, and we'll never hear of him again. But I just figured I'd mention it because it's, it was a thing. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, no, that's good. So he's like, all right, well, enjoy your guys' day off.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's end the session there. End of school day. You guys all go back to your dorms and whatnot and sleep there. But then you'll have your day off on Sunday. So I'm hoping to get scenes where you guys each go home. So Palladium, I want to get a scene with you and your sister.
Yes. Yeah.
Left Wing, I want to get a scene with you and your dad.
Mm.
And then Bastion, I want to get a scene with you and your mom. See how that all shakes out. And then from there, you guys are all going to go on separate missions on Monday to do mentor missions. Yeah.
Cool.
So it'll be split the party right after the teams are formed. Because I really want to cement like who your characters are by seeing your normal life, and I want to see one-on-one time with your mentors too, because I think that'll be important.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet, so cool. Love it.
Yeah. So let's do the after show, and I'll give a little bit more of spoilers.
Some behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, some behind the scenes stuff. Well, really just for you, Caleb, I suppose, but we got some things to explore for next week. So
Sounds good. There you go. That's been Heroes in Training. Thanks for playing, guys.